Hello, my name is Alison Young from Connected Places Catapult, welcoming you to Smart Cities in the United Kingdom and the Republic of Korea. Good afternoon to our guests joining us from Korea and good morning to those joining us in the UK. Before we start, if you need translation, please open up the right-hand panel and click on the Translations tab. Then choose your preferred language from the drop-down menu. Finally, make sure auto volume is enabled and mute the main stage player audio. So let's get started. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the organizations who have made this possible. Connected Places Catapult, who is leading on the implementation of this project, the Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy, BEIS, who is funding the initiative, and the British Embassy, Seoul, UKRI, Innovate UK, the United Kingdom's Innovation Funding Agency, and I'd also like to thank Belfast City Council, Sejong City, and Invest Northern Ireland for their commitment and support. And I'd particularly like to thank you. We've had a great range of people with us today, from Belfast in Northern Ireland, Sejong City in the Republic of Korea, and from many other cities. Among our guests, we have innovators, business people, investors, academics, and government representatives, to name but a few. This is the first of 3 webinars running today, and we'll be using it to showcase the strengths of Northern Ireland and the Republic of Korea. If you don't have time to see all 3 webinars now, they will be available after the event on demand on the website. Don't forget that we also have a virtual exhibition running where you can meet some of the stakeholders, large and small, including exciting small business innovators. You can learn about their products and make new contacts. Connected Places Catapult, Belfast City Council, and Invest Northern Ireland, Innovate UK, KTN, and Sejong City are also there. You can visit at any time during the webinars. The exhibition is located on the left-hand side of your navigation. If you want to know more about any of the expo content, be sure to click Register Interest, and the owner will arrange a follow-up with you. While we're talking about navigation, here are a couple of other useful features. Event chat is on the right-hand panel under the event tab. This is an event-wide chat where you can talk publicly with any of the other attendees. For one-to-one speed networking, head to the left-hand side of the navigation, click Join, and you will be matched in a one-to-one video call with another attendee. So, back to the event itself, which came about because of an amazing initiative called Innovation Twins program run by Connected Places Catapult, but with immense support from the organizations I've just mentioned. Cities are centers of innovation, creativity, and connectivity. They are engines of national growth. The aim of the Innovation Twins program is to create an evidence-based pairing of cities between the UK and global innovation powerhouses such as the Republic of Korea. These city twins can accelerate the growth of research and innovation collaboration, unlock latent potential, leading to increased bilateral trade and investment, and sustainable shared economic development. The Innovation Twins concept is comprised of 3 phases. During phase 1, a framework was developed to find the best city pairings. There were 3 criteria: similarities in city performance and trajectory, internationalization appetite, and evidence of city projects and ambitions that complement each other. Based on those criteria, a long list of possible pairings was identified, leading to the one we're here to celebrate today, Belfast and Sejong City. In phase 2 of the programme, we moved from research to project-based collaboration. We worked to improve the applications of innovations in Belfast and Sejong City and how these can open new research and innovation, investment, and business opportunities. It shone a light far beyond these cities, showing what's possible. That's why we're calling it a lighthouse project. It tested a more in-depth operational approach between cities, showing tangible outcomes on the ground. And its future will depend on people like you, people who are curious to find out more and excited by the opportunities that city twinning offers. Phase 3 is primarily about demonstration and scale up. In this phase, city pairings undertake a more collaborative focus with a focus on research and innovation, cross-city demonstration projects, and startup acceleration programs. So, let's begin by revealing the strengths of Northern Ireland and Belfast. This is an area where a highly skilled workforce and internationally renowned universities such as Queen's and Ulster University are based. Belfast is a much older city than Sejong City, but there are some remarkable similarities. It has a similar size of population, and like Sejong City, it has a similar smart city development called Smart Belfast. It was selected as a pioneer city for smart technologies as part of the World Economic Forum's G20 Global Smart Cities Alliance. We'll be hearing about Smart Belfast and some major investment initiatives, and we'll be showcasing some companies from Northern Ireland that are already doing business in the Republic of Korea. But first, let's take a look at this. So that's what Northern Ireland has to offer, and I'm delighted that we have with us Mark Graham, Regional Director, Trade and Investment, Northeast Asia for Invest Northern Ireland. Invest Northern Ireland is the region's economic development agency. It helps new and existing businesses to compete internationally and attract new investment to Northern Ireland. Over to you, Mark.
Thank you, Alison, and good morning, good afternoon, Hanasayo to our guest today. As Alison said, my name is Mark Graham. I'm Regional Director for Invest Northern Ireland in Northeast Asia, covering South Korea, Japan, and Taiwan. I'd like to express my thanks to the organisers for having me on today and in general inviting us to participate in the Belfast Sejong Innovation Twinning Project. Firstly, a little bit of background about Invest Northern Ireland, who we are and what we do. As Alison rightly said, Invest Northern Ireland is Northern Ireland's regional business development agency. Our role is to grow the economy by supporting exporters and attracting investment. And Northern Ireland currently has a lot going for it. We, as an integral part of the United Kingdom, it's an ideal location for international firms looking to set up a new operation. We also have experienced exporters whose globally recognized products and services can be found in over 100 countries. Our international teams build the business relationships between Northern Ireland in both established and emerging global markets. We have teams across Europe, the Americas, India, Middle East and Africa, and Asia Pacific, where I am right now. We support exporters across a range of sectors such as advanced manufacturing and engineering, life and health sciences, technology, and agri-food. For international investors, we offer tailored overseas expansion guidance, financial incentives, and soft landing support. Recently, us and the UK have been through some changes, and following the UK's exit from the European Union, Northern Ireland continues to have access to Great Britain and the EU markets for goods. This means that Northern Ireland is a gateway for the sale of goods to two of the world's largest markets, and the only place where businesses can operate free from customs declarations, rules of origin certificates, and non-tariff barriers on the sale of goods to both GB and the EU. Invest Northern Ireland's presence in Asia Pacific is relatively new. In the past 5 years, we've opened 7 offices throughout the region and now have a total of 15 staff based at offices in Tokyo, Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, Hong Kong, Sydney, and Singapore. As a regional economic development agency, our presence in Northeast Asia is also therefore relatively new and currently represented by a small team based at the British Embassy in Tokyo. Despite this, we've seen many successes over the past couple of years. Northern Ireland automotive companies have been bringing their cutting-edge buses to the region. AI companies have been implementing their tech within global banks. Sport technology companies have had their product taken up by professional football and rugby teams. And a flurry of Northern Ireland companies, from food and drink to fintechs, have been setting up offices and putting their own people in the region. And the same goes the other way, with major telecom and tech companies choosing Northern Ireland for their European base. And it's because of these successes that we're expanding throughout the region. Today I speak to you from Seoul, where we are recruiting for our new office and hope to have staff on the ground in South Korea within the next 2 months based at the British Embassy in Seoul. The Belfast-Sejong Twinning project is one I'm genuinely excited about being able to contribute to. Being from Northern Ireland and having worked with Korean companies for the past 15 years, I have a real affinity for South Korea and the people I've worked with there. And frankly, I can't think of a better partnership than that of the one that will develop between Sejong and Belfast. We have a real opportunity here to nourish relations between our 2 great cities. And because of that, tomorrow I'll be traveling to Sejong along with our head of territory for APAC for the pleasure of meeting with Ambassador Lee and his team with the intent of affirming our commitment to the Belfast-Sejong Twinning project and discussing how our staff can make a valuable contribution to sustaining the relationship going forward. Being from Belfast, you may think I'm biased, but the city of Belfast and Northern Ireland genuinely has a tremendous amount going for it. International investment is booming. We have over 1,100 international investors, 70% of which choose to reinvest, and we'll hear today from many of the successes and stats that make us so world-leading in many tech sectors, knowledge economy, R&D, and innovation. The region offers more than just skilled people, competitive costs, and great infrastructure. It's a location that delivers altogether for investors. As a location, Belfast has exactly what investors are looking for: a workforce that is educated, innovative, resilient, and results-driven. People who will go the extra mile to make sure your operation is a success. Combine this with superb infrastructure, competitive costs, and excellent support packages, and you'll have the ideal location for foreign direct investment. This is due to many things, such as a world-class academia and a strong focus on innovation and R&D, a highly skilled workforce, and a highly accessible location. I look forward to engaging and learning alongside our partners in Sejong. I know Sejong have very strong synergies in innovation, tech, and academia. I look forward to hearing more about that today, and I look forward to playing a part in forging strong bonds between our 2 cities. Thank you very much. Kamsahamnida.
Thanks very much, Mark. Let's see how those ideas are being developed across different sectors through clusters of strength.
Northern Ireland may be small, but our people have enormous energy and ambition. As a result, we've become leaders in sectors including advanced manufacturing and engineering, life and health sciences, and technology. Let's explore. Northern Ireland's education system is one of Europe's best, developing the skilled people who make our region world-renowned for engineering excellence. That's why our innovations inspire the world. We are maritime innovators creating zero-emission vessels. Our materials handling companies divert waste from landfill. We build hydrogen-powered buses, making the promise of carbon-free transport a reality. Northern Ireland has always been a launchpad for aviation innovation. Today, we create cutting-edge aircraft seats that allow passengers to fly in greater comfort. Northern Ireland is revolutionising life and health sciences. With inspiring advances in diagnostics, precision medicine, medical technology and pharmaceuticals. Our 17 research centres rank among the UK's top bioscience research institutions. We create revolutionary diagnostic machines that can do the work of multiple labs in a fraction of the time and lead the way in clinical 3D printing and wearable technologies. We harness the power of data in revolutionary ways, transforming primary research into medicine faster and more safely than ever before. Our work on AI speeds new drug development and creates intelligent tools for more efficient hospitals. Northern Ireland's tech breakthroughs build on a heritage of innovation. Our innovative startups and large global firms continue to push boundaries, so it's no wonder that we're one of the world's top digital economies of the future. Our cybersecurity expertise safeguards sensitive information for governments, financial institutions, law enforcement agencies and armed forces worldwide. Northern Ireland's smart city tech uses AI and data analytics to improve public transport, health services and energy grids. In addition, we are the home of a world leader in mass data storage solutions. We have developed software platforms that monitor farms from space, assess animal health, and optimize nutrition from farm to fork. Our future-ready education software empowers modern learners. These VR and educational gaming platforms introduce students to advanced concepts, while our stress control apps and smart learning support help them unlock their potential. We have built revolutionary player performance data tracking for elite sports such as football, rugby, NFL and hockey. We have devised AI-enabled sensor technology for cyclists, monitoring their environment up to 800 times per second to make every journey safer. And we're developing innovative tech so golfers can instantly access and book a tee time online. Our animators bring fantasy worlds to life, while our game developers let you step right into them. These tech advances are just the beginning. We are benefiting from £1.3 billion of investment that will help develop digital technology to ensure we remain at the cutting edge of global innovation. That's why the world recognises Northern Ireland as a tech leader. Northern Ireland has ambition to be among the world's best small advanced economies. Through our sectoral expertise, working in partnership with industry, academia and government, and by building on our tradition of innovation, we can realise this ambition for the benefit of our economy and wider society.
Now we're going to look at one of those clusters, digital and creative industries. And to help us, we have Conor Dunbar, Digital ICT Sector Lead at Invest Northern Ireland.
Good morning from Belfast and good evening to our colleagues in Sejong City. My name is Conor Dunbar and I am the Technology Sector Development Lead for Invest Northern Ireland. Over recent years, Northern Ireland has carved out a niche for itself as a fast-growing and vibrant technology hub. As the first region in the UK to achieve 100% broadband coverage with a fully digital, fully fibre optic comms network, we are home to some of Europe's most exciting businesses with pioneering startups and great universities. In a short time, Northern Ireland has become home to a significant number of technology companies, acting as a springboard for startups and homegrown enterprises, while also attracting business operations from major industry players. Many global technology leaders have established business operations here because of our knowledge, our skills, support, talent, and entrepreneurship. Northern Ireland has also developed its own vibrant and innovative tech sector with locally owned tech firms that are exporting internationally. Northern Ireland's reputation as a region of expertise and knowledge in technology development has been internationally recognised. For example, the UK's leading tech entrepreneur network, TechNation, has assessed Belfast as one of the best cities in the UK to work in technology and the best place to come to work as a software developer. Belfast was ranked highly in the top 25 tech cities of the future and was ranked third globally in the fintech locations of the future, preceded only by London and Singapore. According to FDI Markets, Belfast is Europe's leading FDI destination for new software development. And just this week, PwC named Belfast as the best of the UK's devolved cities to live and work. And that's just Belfast. Northern Ireland as a region is the world's top destination for financial services technology investment and the #1 international investment location for US cybersecurity firms. So we have some significant accolades which acknowledge that Belfast and Northern Ireland as a whole is a great place to do business. Northern Ireland's strong local base of software engineering excellence has supported the development of a number of business clusters, including cybersecurity, telecoms, mobile and data networks, AI and data analytics, IT and cloud services, fintech, sports tech, and smart cities. Northern Ireland has in particular become known as a global cybersecurity hub, with specialist university research centres, innovative startups delivering global cybersecurity solutions, and an impressive cluster of international cybersecurity investors, which is why it is the #1 international investment location for US cybersecurity firms. Companies in the region deliver expertise on advanced persistent threats to national security, national critical infrastructure, aerospace, healthcare, and capital markets, to name but a few. The sector's rapid expansion is supported by Queen's University's Centre for Secure Information Technology, known as CSIT, which has gained a reputation as a global innovation hub for cybersecurity and was awarded the Queen's Anniversary Prize in 2015 for strengthening global cybersecurity. CSIT has a strong focus on the commercial exploitation of cybersecurity innovations, which is reflected in its collaborations with world-leading companies including Rolls-Royce, Seagate, BAE Systems, FD Technologies, eBay, and Thales. We also have a fast-growing cluster of data analytics companies which develop products and services for multiple markets with AI technologies at the core. Innovative solutions are being applied to healthcare, financial services, government, construction, and agri-food markets. The cluster is supported by world-leading research in data science and artificial intelligence in both Queen's University and in Ulster. Ulster hosts the Cognitive Analytics Research Lab, otherwise known as CARL, which is a cutting-edge research centre and brings together businesses, government, and advanced research expertise, and focuses on the areas of health, fintech, advanced manufacturing, media, and energy. These clusters have all supported the recent growth in our smart cities capabilities, with Northern Irish companies providing solutions in data analytics, security, smart governance, smart mobility, and infrastructure to smart buildings, energy, and health. Northern Ireland companies are successfully exporting innovative smart solutions for intelligent asset tracking solutions, providing pedestrian and crowd analytics insights, remote building and machine monitoring, and are using IoT and data to improve and connect networks, services, and the urban environment for the benefit of citizens and society as a whole. The animated video which will follow this presentation will give you a bit more of a flavour of the cutting-edge smart solutions which are being developed and implemented globally today. So looking ahead, as the world prepares for a number of significant changes that lie on the horizon, from the green economy to the widespread adoption of 5G and the advent of autonomous vehicles, Northern Ireland is truly well equipped to drive positive change globally. We are currently working to further enhance our digital infrastructure, R&D investment credentials. One example are the City and Growth deals, a significant capital investment of 1.3 billion of government funding in Northern Ireland's infrastructure, complemented by private sector funding, which will bring together local government, academia, with technology companies to catalyse inclusive economic growth. You will hear more about these deals later. It's an exciting time for Northern Ireland. The nation has carved out a niche for itself as an incubator for smart city companies, and we are thrilled to be working with colleagues in Sejong City going forward. Thank you.
Apologies. Thanks, Connor. Our next sector is Life and Health Sciences, and I'd like to welcome Brendan McGuigan. He is a Life Sciences Lead and a Client Manager for Invest Northern Ireland. Brendan.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today about the Life Sciences sector here in Belfast, Northern Ireland. My name is Brendan McGuigan, and I'm the Life Sciences Lead for Invest Northern Ireland. Very briefly today, I'm going to give you a flavour of the Life Sciences sector here in Belfast. The Life Sciences sector in Belfast is today thriving because of two main drivers: innovation and collaboration. We have a long history of medical innovation, medtech development, and pharmaceutical manufacturing. Much of the local success is contributed to the region's universities, companies, and healthcare systems, all being connected in a way that fosters great collaboration. It's a type of integration that simply does not exist in larger countries or regions of a similar scale. The companies operating in Northern Ireland can support all aspects of the development cycle, from discovery through preclinical and clinical research to commercial manufacture and life cycle management. There's a strong cluster here in Northern Ireland, with over 250 innovative life sciences companies employing over 18,000 people, exporting to over 140 countries. And with a rich entrepreneurial spin-out culture, more companies are coming into the sector all the time. Some of the major players here are homegrown Northern Ireland businesses that have grown to become global players. Companies like the Almac Group, a global contract development and manufacturing organisation with over 6,000 staff in 19 locations globally, specialising in clinical trial supplies, pharmaceutical development and diagnostics. The Almac Group were directly involved in the development of over 60% of all new drugs approved by the US FDA in the last 5 years. Randux Laboratories are the UK's largest diagnostics company, with manufacturing in 3 continents, who, during the pandemic, innovated and scaled rapidly to become the UK's largest COVID-19 test lab. Randux today are a global leader in the development of diagnostic tests using their innovative biochip array technology. The sector's foundations are built on high quality research underpinned by our 2 universities, Queen's University Belfast and the University of Ulster, who between them have over 1,000 academics and clinical researchers working across 17 life sciences related research centres, providing globally competitive research with a proven track record in commercialising healthcare technologies. Northern Ireland universities are both very strong in precision medicine, with great research in therapeutic areas including oncology, with deep expertise specifically in the whole area of biomarker discovery and validation and diagnostics development, but also in areas including pathology, cardiology, respiratory, diabetes. There's some great research being performed in Northern Ireland across these spaces, but when we combine this with adjacent technologies like data analytics, even cybersecurity to protect patient data, when we bring this all together, then it creates a very strong research and development ecosystem across Northern Ireland. The key research centres include the Precision Medicine Centre of Excellence at Queen's University Belfast. There's a fully integrated clinical biomarker laboratory with state-of-the-art technologies in genomics, digital pathology, and bioinformatics. Being connected with industry and academia, along with the region's health and social care system, allows the PMC the potential to capitalise on the value of integrated clinical and biomarker information to improve patient outcomes. On the medtech side, Ulster University's Connected Health Innovation Centre is a leader in connected health research with a focus on the management of long-term chronic diseases. They are making significant advancements in the whole area of sensors, from those that monitor patients' health status and identify early diseases, through to those that track electrical responses of the brain of patients with neurodegenerative diseases, providing real-time feedback in clinical trials. Following the UK's exit from the EU, Northern Ireland is the only part of the UK still within the EU single market. Northern Ireland-based manufacturers continue to follow EU rules on medicines and medical devices. There are no regulatory or custom checks or controls on goods being traded between Northern Ireland and the rest of the UK or the EU. This matters for international trade and business, because companies in Northern Ireland is the only location where the UK and EU regulations interact, meaning companies can trial, manufacture, and commercialise their products from here for both the UK and EU markets. Nowhere else is this possible. In short, Northern Ireland offers a unique dual 2-for-1 market access opportunity for companies looking to export into the UK and the EU market from a single European manufacturing base. So thank you for listening today. Hopefully this has given you a flavour of the life sciences sector here in Belfast, and we look forward to working and connecting with colleagues in Seoul City in the near future. Thank you.
Thank you, Brendan. Our final sector is clean technology. And to tell us about this, we have Rachel Sankanava, Head of Green Growth at Invest Northern Ireland. Rachel.
Good morning, my name is Rachel Sankanava and I am the Head of Green Growth at Invest Northern Ireland. It's exciting to see the partnership with Sejong and Belfast as part of the world's first Innovation Twin programme. It's great to be with you today to talk about green growth and clean tech, with Belfast well positioned for innovation and smart city advancements. Northern Ireland is recognised for its long-established expertise in manufacturing, engineering, technology and construction, and is utilising established skills base to diversify into the clean tech sector to support green growth in the region. Our highly skilled companies and academic base offers a holistic approach to the sector for the research, design and manufacture of products, provision of services and increasingly the digitisation digital technologies to provide clean tech solutions. I only have 5 minutes with you today, so I will aim to provide a quick snapshot of some of the fantastic capability that exists in the areas of low carbon energy, energy efficiency, transport and advanced manufacturing. So to kick off on the theme of low carbon energy and energy efficiency, Northern Ireland has a great reputation in the integration of renewable energy technologies onto the grid, where 50% of all electricity used is from a renewable source. The region is home to a range of renewable energy providers and has a comprehensive supply chain including manufacturing, fabrication, site mobilisation, construction, cabling, environmental consultancy, vessels, laydown, training and legal. Belfast City's assets, including the port's infrastructure, means it is a perfect testbed for development of low carbon and clean tech, such as offshore wind and hydrogen production from renewables. Northern Ireland also has a hydrogen injection-ready gas grid, providing testbed and market development opportunities for net zero technology. The region is also home to suppliers of energy-efficient technologies, building management systems, Internet of Things, energy monitoring, intelligent tracking, predictive maintenance, power harmonics, and process automation and control. To mention just a few companies in this space, we have B9, Cask, Synergy, the electric storage company, and Luconex. I would also like to touch on low carbon transport, where we have strong capability and expertise. Northern Ireland has a sector expertise in the manufacture of low carbon and zero carbon buses and boats, and of course the provision of alternative fuels in green hydrogen, biomethane and electric vehicles. Projects and companies such as Artemis, Wrightbus, TransLink, McCulloch Ireland, NI Trucks and CSense are leading in a range of areas. Some of these include the simulation and development of zero emission maritime vessels, including foiling and low carbon technology, IoT solutions to monitor cycle usage, road conditions, accident hotspots to promote greater use of cycling, electric and hydrogen vehicle manufacturing for both public and private sector transport companies, and of course the production and use of biomethane in fleet transport to reduce carbon emissions by up to 93%. I mentioned at the start of this presentation that Northern Ireland is a region of excellence for advanced manufacturing, covering areas such as automotive, materials handling, agri-engineering, aerospace, polymers, and construction products. The sector is R&D and innovation intensive, with 64% of SMEs carrying out process and product innovation, and also export intensive, with 80% of sales occurring outside Northern Ireland. We have strong capability and activity in the manufacture of fabricated metals, electrical equipment and machinery. And some green growth case studies already include Glen Dimplex's Real Value project, deploying smart electric thermal storage for demand-side management. We've also got NSERC's sustainable and cost-effective bottling facility and logistics offering. And of course, the TES Group's Zero Carbon initiative in providing turnkey services to the water and power industries. In terms of green growth, this sector will be boosted by the Advanced Manufacturing Innovation Centre, AMIC, which is part of the City and Growth Deals in the Belfast region. AMIC will be Northern Ireland's first fully digitalised and automated factory of the future. And this will ensure that the region's underpinning engineering and manufacturing capability is set up to support the emerging industrial needs in sustainable manufacturing, Industry 4.0 technologies, and the hydrogen economy. I know that was a very quick presentation, and I hope that it gives you a sense of the fantastic capability that exists across some of the key areas in the green growth and clean tech space. I'll leave you with the message that Belfast, and indeed Northern Ireland, is well positioned for innovation and smart city advancements, and we are open to collaboration and to explore trade and FDI opportunities. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thanks very much, Rachel. Now, let's hear from an exporter who works in the Republic of Korea, Michael Cunningham, Managing Director of Camlin Energy.
Hello, everyone, and many thanks for the opportunity to talk with you today. My name is Michael Cunningham, and I am the COO of the Camlin Group. And today I will give a very high-level introduction to our company. The Camlin Group is based in Lisburn, Northern Ireland, which is just south of Belfast. We have a direct heritage going back to 1978, and our DNA is innovation in monitoring and diagnostic equipment for electricity grids. Today, we have a global presence with around 470 employees in 17 locations, and we sell to major utility and rail customers in more than 30 countries. We provide a range of cutting-edge and award-winning products and services that greatly improve the fault management and overall network performance of electrical grids. We also offer a range of best-in-class products and services for the asset monitoring and management of transformers, rotating machines, and circuit breakers. And through our Camlin Rail brand, our technology is setting new standards in pantograph condition monitoring and also in automated reconfigurable signaling power system. The electric utility industry is facing a perfect storm of challenges in the next decade. At the highest level, society needs reliable energy, as well as the need to transition to a sustainable future for us all. This sustainable future is not possible without the power industry playing a major role in areas such as the transition to renewable energy and the electrification of heat and transportation. The power industry needs to deliver this while maintaining the aging infrastructure, managing budget constraints, and also perhaps a loss of expertise and experience. In the simplest of terms, the grid of the future needs to be resilient, flexible, and decarbonized. This grid of the future will operate under very different conditions compared to what it has been designed for. And this journey has already begun, and the pace of change is increasing. This journey will need new technologies, new structures, new thinking and methodologies, and new partnership. The Camlin Group have a unique combination of technologies, expertise, and track record to be a trusted partner for our global customers on this journey to the grid of the future. For example, as the power industry evolves over the next decade, many other companies offer data mining services for utility assets and networks, promising that the new frontier of artificial intelligence is the answer to all of the challenges. However, at Camlin, we understand that this is merely a part of the puzzle. Over the years, we have developed our unique combination of sensing and switching technologies, hardware platforms, software diagnostics, artificial intelligence and machine learning capabilities, as well as deep domain expertise of asset and network operations, all of which are aligned to the challenges the industry is facing. This means we are a proven industry leader in driving the network and asset performance of our partner. As discussed already, the challenges facing utilities are huge. These challenges are local, regional, national, and global in nature, and they are of paramount importance. Our cities and our local, regional, and global society in general need us to succeed. But the opportunities and rewards for those which embrace these necessary changes are potentially significant. And at Camlin, we are excited to be playing our part in this journey to the grid of the future. So we would very much welcome the opportunity to discuss any of these areas in more detail. So please visit our website at camlingroup.com and reach out to make contact. And finally, many thanks for your time again, and I look forward to talking with you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Michael. In a moment, we're going to hear from Deborah Colville, City Innovation Office Lead at Belfast Innovation Office. But first, we wanted you to see a short video about the opportunities offered by Belfast.
So good morning to our UK colleagues and friends, and good evening to friends and colleagues in Sejong. I hope you enjoyed the short film that you've just seen, and that it gives you a flavour of Belfast and the truly exciting range of initiatives and investments that are taking place right now. Cities like Belfast are the epicentre for economic, political, social and environmental interactions. They are the places where most of us choose to live, to learn, to work. And ripe as they are with talent, creativity, knowledge and capital, cities are where the world's future will be determined. They are the source of our collective economic prosperity and the places where many of our future challenges will be addressed. Add to this rich brew the opportunities presented by digital innovation, and exciting things will happen. Over the recent years, Belfast has become an ideal location for this blend of innovation and opportunity. And over the past decade, in particular, our city has very successfully transitioned from a post-industrial economy to one that has innovation at its very core. We are now the second fastest growing knowledge economy region in the UK. 70% of our university's research is assessed as world leading, with Queen's University considered the best in the UK for entrepreneurial impact. We have a strong talent pool with a workforce who are among the best educated and best trained in the world. And we've been hugely successful in attracting foreign direct investment, with nearly 1,000 international companies choosing to invest with us. And our local companies have been building serious strengths in important growth sectors such as software design, life and health sciences, fintech, cybersecurity, and the creative industries. Our ambition is now to build on these foundations of success to grow our innovation economy by a factor of 10 over the next 10 years. And in support of this work, Belfast City Council recently launched its Urban Innovation Framework. We're working with innovators across industry, our universities, our communities, and government departments to address Belfast's major challenges, while at the same time growing our city's growth, trade, and investment. And Smart Belfast has a number of key strands that are about creating firm foundations for future innovation. We're working very much in partnership. We've built a strong shared ambition for digital innovation with our Innovation City Belfast partnership, made up of city leaders across government, our universities, Invest NI, the Belfast Harbour, and they make the case for Belfast's future. We work with investors, we work with government, and we work with business to ensure that our city is a welcoming home for innovation and for research. And we're building out our digital infrastructure. We are investing over 30 million to develop and to deliver next generation 5G connectivity for the Belfast region, which will be the backbone of our future economy and urban services. We're investing in citywide shared data facilities to unlock and access data for the public sector and for commercial data to support innovation. And we're investing over 50 million in funding and spurring SMEs to invest further in their own R&D capabilities. And through all of this, we're incentivising close collaboration with the city and with our universities to develop innovations that not only address our own urban challenges, but also global challenges as well. And we're taking a whole place perspective to urban innovation, one that recognises our unique historical and geographical characteristics and the important role that they play in supporting our innovation ambitions. And while innovation strategies often focus mainly on skills, on business development, on enabling digital infrastructure, there are other place-based elements that are equally important in the innovation mix. And we need to address factors such as urban quality of life, housing, mobility, cultural and retail offerings. A thriving creative urban environment is the best place to enable urban innovation to spark. And we're investing over 200 million in world-class research capabilities. Our two local universities are building on their existing world research strengths and supporting 5 new centres of excellence focused on AI, focused on advanced clinical healthcare, focused on cybersecurity, on artificial intelligence, machine learning, and scalable computing approaches to address local, national, and global challenges. We're focusing on Advanced Manufacturing Innovation Centre, a centre for digital healthcare technology, and again, providing physical infrastructure for screen and media. The Smart District and Innovation Districts are 2 districts that we feel complement this innovative approach. The Smart District will focus on our central business district and will aim to encourage industry, communities, public officials and universities to collaborate on societal challenges. The central area for our city is becoming a testbed for new products, new services, and a real-world laboratory for research and innovation. We are designing healthier neighbourhoods, sustainable urban transport, and we're exploring district heating and local energy grids. And complementing this, side by side, we will have our innovation district, centred on the Queen's Island with a laser focus on the growth of a small number of high growth knowledge economy clusters. These clusters with potential for global growth, they will be the Belfast's future unicorns. And that innovation district will seek to build deep grassroots connections between industry, innovators and university research. And it'll be a place where innovators will live and work closely with researchers, enterprises and investors. We believe these districts offer a uniquely rich innovation environment, not only for our local entrepreneurs and academia, but also for international collaborators and investors. So we look forward to collaborating and working with our government counterparts, the innovators and the academics in Sejong, and we're excited about the opportunities and the possibilities to do great things together. Thank you.
Thanks, Deborah. We've heard the case for investment and the strengths for Belfast's vibrant economy. I hope you've taken inspiration from all these voices. Now it's time for a quick 5-minute break. Remember, you can access the exhibition at any time. And when we come back, we'll be finding out what Sejong City has to offer. See you then. Welcome back. We now come to the part of the event where we'll be exploring the strengths of the Republic of Korea and Sejong City. Now, here's an amazing fact. You would never think it, but Sejong City is only 14 years old. Since its foundation in 2007, the rapid development of the city, its strong leadership, and its ambitious Sejong 5-to-1 living zone smart city development have made it an ideal lighthouse location for testing and validating new ways of working. Today, we'll be finding out about some of these local initiatives, including international ones and success stories of Sejong companies doing business in the UK. To set the scene, I'd like to welcome Mr. Sung Yuk Yeom, Director for the Smart City Division. Welcome.
안녕하십니까. 세종시 스마트 도시과장 염성욱입니다.
Good afternoon and good morning, everyone. I am Director of Smart City Division, Sung Yeom. First of all, it is my great honor to have this opportunity to have a presentation at this webinar, and I'd like to say thank you for giving me this opportunity. I hope that I can give you a great opportunity and meaningful time to understand the Sejong Smart City. First of all, I'd like to give a brief introduction of Sejong City. Sejong City has been started as a 7th metropolitan government in 2012 in a way to make a balanced development of the Korean Peninsula. So currently, 45 central administrative agencies and 16 national research institutes have relocated, and they are doing their initiatives and projects in Sejong City. When the Sejong City was launched, we had only about 100,000 populations, but it's now over than 37.4 thousand of the population, millions of population. So with the relocation of these central agencies, we had just completed the first phase of our initiatives. And now we are doing our second phase of our initiative. And currently, the third phase of our initiative is also ongoing. So by 2030, our goal is to make a city with a population of 500,000. And I'd like to talk about Sejong Smart City, which is a national policy. The Korean government from 2017 has been accumulated and concentrated all the smart city technologies in the vacant and empty city as a national project. In 2018, with the Busan Eco Delta City, Sejong City was the national pilot designated as a national pilot city. So the national pilot city is going beyond the existing projects. So it is a cooperation between the private and the public sectors. Last April, they started the competition for the project participation, and we were selected as a final a smart city project. In the coming April, with the cooperation of the private and the public sectors, we will establish a SPC, and for the 5 years, we will be in charge of the smart city project. So smart city pilot city will be done for the 2.7 square kilometer, which is as big as the London city territory. So it will be a complex with this latest and advanced technology for the advanced and a smart city. We will establish a technology complex in order to attract a number of domestic IT companies. And by doing so, we will conduct a number of sandbox projects. And also, we will designate a zone that prevents a car driving, and we will provide the pedestrian only ways. And by doing so, we will guarantee a special zone for the logistics and the sales. And the other sectors that will focus on the mobility, energy, and the others that is related with the smart city services. These are the main contents for the smart city services that can be applied to the national pilot city projects. We have a plan to provide 21 services with the cooperation with the public and private centers, and more plans will be updated. By establishing a platform and services for the innovation to data-driven city operation, and new technologies will be applied to various sectors, including IT and logistics, in order to lead a new and advanced technologies. First, I'd like to go in detail about the mobility services, as I already mentioned. This new pilot city has a concept of the shared cars, so the owned cars cannot go into the city. So we'll provide the service of the shared cars that all the publics can use freely. And for this, we will apply personal mobility and the shuttle and smart parking and other future style transportation services. So based on this new mobility service, citizens can freely use this barrier-free services. And also, Sejong's smart city pursues the data-driven city. So we, based on the technology, we will monitor all the mobility of the citizens and the other city data. So in order to do so, we will establish smart ports in order to gather data through smart IoT. So this smart data will be gathered to the AI data hub and will be go to the other stations in order to use for various services that we're providing. Also, based on the data that we gather based on the smart IoT, we will do the simulation of the urban environment and the digital twin as well. So with the digital twin, we can simulate the urban environment, and we believe that it can have a great impact and a positive result. And also, we can make a decision based on data and provide support for our businesses. And next, I'd like to introduce the innovative services that can make our citizen life better. So we'll provide green resting area that people can have good well-being, and also we'll apply a smart farm that citizens join cultivating for their healthier habits. And also will provide tailored information based on the gathered data. And also we will create the culture zone for the well-being of our citizens. And also we will provide the personal, the tailored health information. Currently, Sejong City is like operating Tuk, which is smart, like healthy application, in order to provide tailored healthcare information for anyone. So we will advance that application and technology continuously, and will link the service with other hospitals and related services. And also we'll provide the integrated delivery systems by using the robots and the other IT technologies. So based on these technologies, we'll provide quality of life for our citizens. And lastly, this is innovative service for the effective and efficient city operation. So with this Sejong City application, on and offline services can be provided. And also, with the reading map and the electronic voting, the citizens can participate in the policy making, and also they can make their voice for the local governments. And also based on the blockchain, we will apply the DID and verification and also face recognition, and can enhance the trust and credibility of the smart city. And also, in order to integrate all the city operation, we will establish control center and big data analysis center, as well as exhibition demonstration room. So basically, we will establish infrastructure platform for the information data. And also by providing integrated services, we will unify all the community services for our citizens for their homes and other utility usage. And next, we are pursuing open city. Sejong Smart City pursues the open city that is driven by the citizens. For this, we are doing a lot of demonstrations and experiments. So I'd like to give examples about that. Sejong City is a bicycle-friendly city. So it is a very good city to apply the related technologies. For this, we are revising our regulations and legal acts and attract more related PMs. In 2021, we launched a new type of mobility service called Shuttle, which is a call bus. So the user can call this bus with their mobile application. So they can designate the departure and the arrival points, and based on the AI, this shuttle can drive to the optimal journey. So currently, it is hard to apply the shared mobility service to the taxis or other buses. And in order to address this issue, we launched this service and have a plan to expand this service to other public transportation services. In Sejong City, in line with the fourth industrial revolution, we designate the auto driving industry sector. So we are fostering related industry after designating as a Sejong type autonomous vehicle convergence new industry. So we will provide an optimal and the best environment for the autonomous vehicle companies to test and experiment their businesses. And also, in order to encourage their businesses, we don't spare any efforts to give administrative support to them. Future mobility will go beyond the land, and it will go to the sky. For that, Sejong City is designated as a no regulation zone for the drone driving. And this can be related to the future sectors, including firefighting and logistics and other sectors. And fourth, Sejong Smart City has a database administration. Sejong City pursues the sustainable city platform based on data. The core of the smart city is data. Therefore, Sejong City is establish a big data platform and establish a decision-making system based on that. First, we will establish a big data hub and gather the public data, and that can be shared to all the departments. Also, citizens of Sejong City data will be gathered, including their mobility and their daily life. And based on the data, we can simulate their daily life. So we established a digital twin system. Through the digital twin of urban administration, we can replace the shared bicycles or the private mobilities, or we can also use that data to make the best decision for our political and administrative decision. And also, this actually has made a great achievements. For example, we have Olim, which is a shared bicycle in Sejong City. So we compare the before and after digital twin of this bicycle usage, but we could see that the usage of this shared bicycle has doubled, even though we didn't increase the number of the bicycles, because we could find the optimal journey and the route of the bicycles based on the digital twin, and by doing so, we could enhance and improve the usage of the shared bicycle services. So this concludes my presentation about Sejong Smart City. Sejong Smart City is a representative national policy of Korea. In the future, through the cooperation with other foreign cities and countries, we hope that we can be a global city and make a great leap forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sang. Some really exciting smart city initiatives and opportunities in Sejong City and the Republic of Korea. And now I'd like to welcome the person who has ultimate responsibility for this initiative, Connected Places Catapult CEO Nicola Yates, OBE.
Good morning to all those participants and speakers in the UK, and good evening to all of you in Seoul. My name is Nicola Yates, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer here at Connected Places Catapult. And I'm proud to be here today on this important occasion to celebrate the achievements of one of our flagship initiatives being led by our global business growth colleagues, the UK-South Korea Innovation Twins programme. As the UK's innovation accelerator for cities, transport and place leadership, we recognise the prominent role of cities in global innovation landscape and the importance of international collaboration to accelerate innovation. We also recognise the opportunity for bilateral trade and investment and the promotion of shared economic prosperity in a time of upheaval and uncertainty. At Connected Places Catapult, we have and are working in Latin America, the Middle East, Africa and Asia, including in South Korea, to strengthen research and innovation collaborations. The Innovation Twins programme is a unique approach to building city-to-city relationships across government, business and academia. This project is a shining example of the work that we do to connect people, places and businesses to a future of sustainable growth and prosperity. I'm delighted to be able to introduce today the signing of a statement of intent between Belfast City Council and Sejong City, establishing their commitment to enhancing their collaboration ties. These two cities, as you could see from earlier presentations, are innovation powerhouses and increasingly playing a key role in stimulating economic growth in Northern Ireland, the UK and South Korea. I've been professionally involved with the Belfast City region over a number of years, and I'm really enthusiastic about this new leg of their innovation journey. Before the signing itself, I'm really pleased to be able to introduce Professor Ian Greer, President and Vice-Chancellor, Queen's University Belfast, and Chair of the Innovation City Belfast, and Ambassador Ree, the Ambassador for International Relations, Sejong City, who are representing their respective cities today and who will each provide a keynote speech. In concluding, I'd like to highlight that Belfast and Sejong are the first cities to start this collaboration journey as part of the Innovation Twins programme. But Connected Places Catapult is keen to support other cities and other regions to join this initiative. And you'll be able to hear much more about that project and opportunities to take part in later sessions. I'd also like to thank BEIS and the British Embassy in Seoul for their support during the implementation of this initiative. Professor Greer, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Nicola. As Chair of Innovation City Belfast and as Vice-Chancellor of Queen's University, it's a real privilege to welcome you to Belfast. I extend a particularly warm welcome to those of you attending from the city of Seoul. I know that the UK-South Korea Innovation Twins programme will be the beginning of a long and fruitful relationship between our two cities. I'd also like to thank the Connected Places Catapult, who designed the programme. Thanks are also due to Belfast City Council, to Invest Northern Ireland, and to the British Embassy in Seoul, and to the many other organisations who helped make this a reality. We recognise the key role that the Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy has played. They had the foresight to support this proposal through their Global Research and Innovation Partnerships Fund. Now, Innovation City Belfast is a partnership between Belfast's key anchor institutions. It was established just over a year ago. Its purpose is to accelerate a shared ambition, an ambition that places innovation at the very heart of Belfast's economic transformation. This is based on our understanding that cities are the engines of wealth creation and innovation. Our cities are clusters of people and institutions where great ideas, talent, capital, and sheer hard work can come together to grow business, generate jobs, and improve lives. Every successful cluster across the globe contains universities at their very heart. So I'm proud that our universities are important anchor institutions for Innovation City Belfast. Indeed, Queen's is the #1 ranked university in the UK for entrepreneurial impact. In Belfast, our industries and our SMEs have recognised strengths in innovation across key sectors for our economy. This includes cybersecurity, fintech and regtech, advanced manufacturing, creative industries, and health, especially medical devices, pharmaceuticals, and diagnostics. This is also reflected in the deep research strengths of our universities in these same areas. We also have a young and well-educated workforce and a dynamic community of innovators, startups, and engaged enterprises. Our ambition in Innovation City Belfast is to grow this success story tenfold. We're building strong collaborations between government, universities, and industries that allow us to move at pace. We're also making a series of major capital investments so that we have the key infrastructure and capacity that we need to drive innovation in these key areas. We're modernising the city's strategic digital infrastructure. This includes investing in 5G infrastructure and shared urban data systems. So for Belfast, this Innovation Twin programme with Sejong could not have come at a better time. We're very keen to share experiences and learning with other places of innovation, and we recognise South Korea's prominent role in the global innovation ecosystem, and we're particularly keen to learn from Sejong's success. Today's event demonstrates that there are really rich opportunities here for research and for commercial collaboration between our two cities. Through that collaboration, we can accelerate both cities' ambitions for economic development, trade and investment, and most importantly, enhancing lives and opportunities for our citizens. We look forward to continuing this journey in partnership with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Greer, for that insight into the benefits of bilateral engagement. Now let's hear from Ambassador UKRI, Ambassador for International Relations at Sejong City Government. Welcome.
Good afternoon. I am Ambassador UKRI of International Relations of Sejong City Government. So I saw the news, and recently Belfast City and Northern Ireland has been awarded Oscar awards. And like this movie, I hope that our story can give a great impression to the world. Most of all, I'd like to say thank you for all the person involved in this project in the UK. The UK government and the business strategic departments and the US Embassy in Korea and Connected Places Catapult and Invest in Northern Ireland. And most of all, I'd like to say thank you for the active support and efforts of the Belfast City. And also the keynote speech from the Professor Yangria was so touching. I hope that the people can visit Sejong City and have a future cooperation to have a more vivid picture for the future project.
We are greatly appreciating the idea to connect cities in different countries so that they may be able to get to innovations, relationships in terms of trade and investment, job creation, science and technology exchange, etc. My first admirations should go to such an innovation mind that you have already well shown, is to focus on local cities, not states, as the subjects of international innovative cooperation. Saying that, we have a long time ignored the great potentials of locals since the nation-state ideology became dominant. This innovation twin project connecting Sejong and Belfast is sure to be a notch above the current mode of interurban diplomacy thus far practiced. In that, it will pave the way to make directly and immediately effective these two cities' innovative works. My city, Sejong, is that much indeed happy to have its first partner from the other side of the globe. And I believe that this is not just an incidental coupling, but a chosen few of the world. As we know, Sejong designed and constructed as the center of the national governance, like Washington, D.C. in USA. Under the auspice of such great ideas as decentralization and balanced development. However, it is now actively scrambling for harnessing it for a center of innovation as well as the post-industrial revolution, whereby Sejong is going to appear more sustainable, green, and innovative as a showcase of the 21st century urban development. Belfast, such a great capital of Northern Ireland and industrial center thereof, has shown its intriguing development initiatives for the future. In this regard, Sejong and Belfast need each other in order not only to share their best practices for feed forward, but also furthermore to figure out and realize common business in a manner of symbiotic synergy and particularly based on our great passion. Distinguished participants, after this, there will have to be a great deal of our effort to accomplish our goal as set out in the statement to be soon signed by our two cities' chief executives. But however, there also would be such a barrier as cultural difference and distance between two as much. Let us not give any chance, or if any, our indifference and intolerance to help balk at our success. Instead, our patience will be somewhat the key answer to the initial period of our effort, so as to prime the pump for pouring out what our success. With your permission, I'd like to get back to my mother tongue for finishing my intervention. 향후 양 도시 간 협력이 훌륭하게 작동하기 위해서는 무엇보다도
So in order to make a great partnership of two cities, we have to make a close partnership and discover the pilot projects and make that pilot project go smooth. And ultimately, we have to blow a smooth blow to the future projects and make smooth operation of the initiatives that we can do cooperatively. I believe that our capabilities are sufficient to make this success, and I have a very rosy future for our partnerships. And in order to make this success, I like to give my congratulatory message to the partnership of two cities. Thank you very much.
Much, Ambassador UKRI. Now we come to a very special moment. This is not the kind of thing that happens very often during an event, but today we are inviting all of you, wherever you are, to witness the signing of a statement of intent between Belfast and Sejong City. This formalises the relationship and presents the commitment of both cities to work together as innovation twins. To do this, I'd like to invite Mr. Josh Walsh, Chief Executive of Belfast City Council, and Mayor Chun Hee Lee of Sejong City Government to put their signatures to the document.
As Chief Executive of Belfast City Council, I would like to say how delighted we are to have been partnered with Sejong as part of the UK South Korea Innovation Twins programme. We welcome the opportunity to develop opportunities for collaboration with the city of Sejong. This shared statement of our intent shows our intention to promote and accelerate research and innovation, to enhance bilateral trade and investment, and ultimately contribute to the shared economic prosperity of both our cities. I'd like to thank everyone involved in developing this collaboration and look forward to supporting and celebrating our shared future successes. I'm very proud to sign the statement of intent on behalf of the City of Belfast.
안녕하세요. 저는 대한민국 세종
Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. I am Mayor Chun-hee Lee of Sejong Metropolitan Autonomous City, Korea. Nice to meet you all. And first of all, I'd like to deliver my congratulations on the inauguration of Chief Executive John Walsh of Belfast. So today, various efforts for exchange and cooperation between Sejong City and Belfast City has finally resulted in accomplishments, and we're about to sign the statement of intent today. I sincerely thank you to those involved in the two cities who have worked together so far. Sejong City is under development to become a smart city. And I'd like to ask for active cooperation of Belfast City in Sejong City's journey toward the smart city. Since the Smart City initiative is being pursued not only by Sejong City, but also by other cities, I believe Belfast City will also be very interested in this initiative. And we again would like to ask for active cooperation. In addition to this, I will spare no effort to actively cooperate as well, so that various cooperation can be achieved in many fields between two cities. For us, among many European cities, Belfast is the first city to make a promise for exchange and cooperation, so we promise to actively cooperate and support in order to make this project successful. After signing the statement of intent for cooperation today, we will do our best to ensure that a follow-up visit and cooperation in various business fields, especially among companies, can take place. With the meaning of our promise, now I'd like to sign the statement of intent.
Thank you both very much and congratulations. As we come towards the end of our first webinar, I'd like to invite everyone watching to take part in a short poll. It will only take a few moments. Please open the right-hand panel on your screen and select the Polls tab. Here you'll see a question. Please vote now. The poll is to help us collect your feedback so we can make events like these as relevant and as impactful as possible. The feedback is anonymous, so please do give us your thoughts by voting. And that concludes our first webinar. Remember, the exhibition is still open. In 5 minutes' time, we will commence our second webinar, about the Innovation Twins programme, and you'll see the link to this on the main stage for today's content. See you then. Hello, and welcome to our second webinar today on smart cities in the United Kingdom and the Republic of Korea. If you've just joined us, the first webinar explored the strengths of Belfast and Sejong City, culminating in a signing of intent between the two cities. In the second webinar, we'll be looking at the Innovation Twins programme that brought Belfast City and Sejong City together. You should be aware that we have a virtual exhibition running. You'll find Connected Places Catapult there, Belfast City Council and Invest Northern Ireland, as well as Sejong City and some other exciting large and small company innovators. We'll be hearing from some of them during this webinar. But first, I'm delighted to welcome Dr. Amy Ho-Hoddle, who is the Director of Global Business Growth at Connected Places Catapult, the organisation behind the Innovation Twins programme. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Alison. I am really pleased to be able to be here with you today, even if it is virtually from London. I'm Dr. Amy Ho-Hoddle, and I'm the Director of the Global Program at Connected Places Catapult. And for this webinar, my role is to give you a little bit of the overview and the background of our City Innovation Twins program. This program, which has started with Sejong and Belfast as the Lighthouse project, will really bring to life the whole spectrum of what we've been doing between the UK and South Korea to set the stage for long-term engagement for bilateral business and research development. So just a bit of the background. Sejong has been partnered with Belfast in this program, but the overall purpose of the program is really looking at smart cities and city-to-city relationship building, city-to-city activities, and city-to-city bilateral business engagement. This is really about economic growth for both cities. That growth will vary depending on what the priorities for cities are. Some cities will be looking at smart city applications. Others will have a focus on mobility. Some will be looking at the applications around digitization. But really, we're looking at economic development and diversifying cities' economic portfolio to be more sustainable and resilient as they move into the future city space. We have a real focus on startups and SMEs in this program. We pair them up across the two cities to look at the urban challenges that startups and SMEs can help address. And we make sure that we keep a focus on research and development when it comes to looking at innovation. And that means bringing in our academic and our educational partners as well. Now, let me tell you just a little bit about the logic behind this. How have we come up with this idea of twinning cities? You've likely heard of the concept of twinning cities in the past, where cities have been twinned for cultural purposes. This is really about looking at twinning innovation cities and cities looking at two countries and understanding where their cities are on an innovation journey and what their ambitions are, and pairing them up for new jobs, for market access, for that bilateral business engagement that they want to have. And especially important now as we're looking at post-COVID recovery. But really, it's a focus of socioeconomic prosperity, mutual benefit for both cities. And we know that cities, and not necessarily the capital cities, but secondary cities, tertiary cities, are really the engines of economic growth across countries. And that's the home of research and innovation. This is where our universities are. This is where we're looking at spinning out some of these learnings into new businesses. And it's really about partnerships between comparable cities, but thinking of it in a different way than we used to think about cultural relationships between cities. And so I'll tell you a little bit more about that. The program overall is delivered in 3 phases. Phase one is really about evidence gathering, data, city pairing. And when I say that cities previously were paired in a different way culturally, this is where we think about innovation in cities and the ambition that cities have to be global innovation locations in how we're pairing up cities. What types of systems and assets do they have? Hardware, software, urban planning? What types of ecosystems for enterprise dynamics? What type of innovators and incubators and accelerators are happening across a city? But also the third component of what's that city's ambition for the future? And so that we take all of that into account in phase one to then think about, these are good pairings for cities. These are some cities that would do really well in bilateral business engagement together. So you can see how that's a different spin on cultural twinning. Once we have that information, we move into phase two and we pair cities. And that's what we've just completed in this phase. We've paired Sejong and Belfast to test out the information that we've just gathered and learned, and to see how that collaboration can then be scaled in phase three. And so when we look at what happened in phase two, we were really pairing up Sejong and Belfast to learn from each other, to create those sustainable ties with each other that can then help them to answer some critical questions and components. How does the city play an active role in catalyzing a really dynamic ecosystem? How does it bring innovation to life? How does it bring solutions to the city? We look at what Belfast and Sejong can use to understand what other cities have done around the world. Where can they both learn from, in addition to each other? Cities all around the world, regardless of where they are, they're all struggling with very similar urban challenges. And so Sejong and Belfast have as much to learn from each other as they do from other cities, and we provide best case examples. And then we look at running that pilot. We trial one of the recommendations, we pair those two cities together, and they engage in a series of bilateral business and mutual learning activities. And that's where we are right now. And so how does this work? What's the overall goal? Really, it's looking at three key components. When you want to create a dynamic ecosystem across two cities, you have to make sure you're engaging the right stakeholders. And so we're talking about business stakeholders, academic stakeholders, and government stakeholders, all in the same room, all bought into the same vision. And when you do that, you start to see those city-to-city business agreements forming, formations of joint ventures between companies, businesses that start to spin out, and all of these activities that are the drivers of economic growth for a city. But in the end, the outcomes that we're achieving are lasting relationships, increased employment and prosperity, city-to-city market access, Sejong businesses working in Belfast, Belfast businesses working in Sejong. Those are the types of outcomes that successful city twinnings, innovation city twinnings, can result in. And so when we look at the approach and the impact, it's quite detailed. And it can be, so there's the different phases that we're looking at. There's convening activities, there are collaboration activities. This isn't something that someone is dictating, here's the model for city twins. It's a collaboration and a co-creation between those two cities. And then those cities undertake a demonstration element. This isn't an academic exercise individually. This is a practical exercise. Cities want to improve their economic growth. And so there has to be a practical demonstration of how innovation can lead to that. And then we look at those strategic outcomes for those two cities, and we look at the long-term ambition that they both have. So that's a kind of a bit of a fast and furious overview of the City Innovation Twin program. However, hopefully it gives you the context because what we're going to hear next is more detail about that. Now, before I go, I just want to say a big thank you to the embassy in Seoul and the team there who have been instrumental in helping to facilitate this program on both sides. I also want to thank Innovate UK, Invest Northern Ireland, and of course BEIS for all of the support that we've had during this program. I also want to thank and congratulate Professor Ian Greer, the Vice Chancellor of Queen's University in Belfast, and of course Ambassador Rhee, who I was with in London recently, the Ambassador for International Relations for Sejong. Thank you very much. for your support, and congratulations to both of you. And if I may, I just want to end on a bit of a call to action, because it's always good to ask people to do something when you get into these webinars and workshops and you're talking about what will happen next. And so what we're doing now in the pilot phase of this, in pairing Belfast and Sejong, we want to take that to more cities. We want to take that to more businesses. We want to scale that up. So I really want you to stay tuned, check the website, be in touch with us, register, because there will be more opportunities for cities and businesses to engage across our two countries. Thank you very much for having me here today.
And thank you very much, Dr. Amy, for that call to action. We'll soon have a treat for you with a number of lightning fast pitch presentations from innovators in Belfast and Sejong City. To put them into context, let's hear first from Warren Smith, also from Connected Places Catapult, who will tell us why we are stronger together and how cities can share their experiences fostering innovation. Welcome.
Thank you, Amy. And good morning to those joining from Northern Ireland and the UK, and good evening to those joining from the Republic of Korea. I'm delighted to join you today to talk about how we're stronger together, how cities share their experiences with fostering innovation. So the United Nations International Telecommunications Union defines a smart, sustainable city as an innovative city that uses ICTs, information communication and technologies, and other means to improve quality of life, efficiency of urban operation and services, and competitiveness, while ensuring that it meets the needs of present and future generations with respect to economic, social, environmental, as well as cultural aspects. It's absolutely critical that people-centered, place-based, and innovative approaches are taken to achieve smart, sustainable cities and meet the needs of all people represented in our communities. To achieve this requires leadership, strategic alignment with a vision for the future, mechanisms to continually foster the innovation ecosystem, and the creation of benefits for communities. Innovation ecosystems also require enabling infrastructures, skills and capacity building mechanisms, framework conditions for businesses and investments to grow, and economic demand drivers that indicate market potential. To fulfill these needs, cities must increasingly act with intention to enable innovation and facilitate solutions to address challenges for citizens and businesses. Cities can provide the strategic vision and support mechanisms that move innovation from an idea into a tangible asset. A key way of fostering innovation within cities is by assisting SMEs with scaling products for wider use, supporting interoperability of data and outcomes, and drawing together the strategic partnerships that are necessary for growth. There's a need for ongoing dialogue between city officials to respond to drivers and challenges, combined with ready and responsive innovation ecosystems within the city in order to develop new products and services to address some of our most pressing modern challenges. The Belfast Urban Innovation Framework, which has recently been published after extensive consultation with stakeholders, lays out how the city aims to nurture an environment in which innovators from across industry, academia, and the public sector can work together to address Belfast's major urban and economic challenges. This framework was developed to respond to the opportunities for innovation and growth, which are emerging in a post-COVID world. In the Republic of Korea, following its 2018 designation as a national pilot smart city, Sejong City designed its smart city pilot program. This is a 2.7 square kilometers greenfield development area that will have a population of approximately 23,000 residents in 9,000 households to start. Residents are projected to begin moving into the district in the first half of 2023, just ahead of its planned completion. This pilot project in Sejong City is intended to act as a testbed for new technologies, resolve common urban issues, and foster an innovation industrial ecosystem. Innovation is accelerated by collaboration. The value of experimentation is exponential when discoveries can be shared so that everyone is able to achieve better results faster. Rather than making changes in a vacuum, cities can benefit from learning about what works, what to avoid, and the successes of others' experiences working with the innovation ecosystem. Good ideas are catching, and sharing best practices results in cities being able to develop better systems for everyone more quickly than if they work alone. A key part of the work programme with Belfast City and Sejong City has been to develop guidance and examples of what works and what to avoid. Over the past 5 years, Belfast has championed the quadruple helix collaboration model, which fosters knowledge sharing between government, industry comprising enterprise-level companies, universities, and other research institutions, and the SME sector. They adopt an agile, data-driven, citizen-led approach that is open to experimentation and responsive to rapid change. This approach is exemplified in Belfast's Smart City programme, which includes 5 digital and innovation projects designed to transform manufacturing, healthcare provision, agriculture, and social inclusion. The 5 projects are the Advanced Manufacturing Innovation Centre, the Centre for Digital Health Technology, the Global Innovation Institute, the Institute for Research Excellence for Advanced Clinical Healthcare, and Studio Ulster, which is an example will draw in the kind of creativity and fresh thinking that translates into cultural capital and intellectual inventiveness necessary for innovative networks. Innovation City Belfast is laying digital and technology infrastructure to support the growth of the city's knowledge economy and build its talent pool. Deborah Colville's presentation in Webinar 1 illustrated their bold vision and the practical steps that they're taking to make this a reality. The Republic of Korea has focused on developing local innovation ecosystems by creating innovation hub structures, which span the gulf between early startup and successful SME. Beyond accessing local economies, an effective government SME strategy aims for globalization. For Sejong City, this means city government structures are directly involved, focusing their energies on support functions that enable SMEs to become competitive beyond Korea's borders. As a result of its designation as a smart city and its resulting focus on implementing policies that support development of related innovation industries, the number of startups in Sejong City grew from 81 in 2020 to 347 last year. That's an exceptional growth in just a year. In Webinar 1, we heard from Mark Graham and Invest Northern Ireland's impressive and expanding international network, as well as their outreach and collaboration activities that are underway and planned. Through our work and stakeholder engagement in Korea, we find that Sejong City has incorporated an explicit focus on international relationships in its city government structure and has earmarked city government programs to allow international exchanges with officials from other countries' cities in governments. This is an important element that can be easily overlooked in driving the future direction of a local innovation ecosystem. Sejong City has worked to put in place agreements to foster cooperation and exchanges with a number of cities around the world that are similar in focus or interest. The city structure promotes its ability to efficiently conclude these kind of agreements, which help in expanding the collaboration network for local businesses and regional education institutions. Cities with active SMEs can use that skill base to contribute to innovation by introducing and testing new products and services and by adapting existing products to the globally, SMEs make up about 90% of businesses and can contribute up to 40% of gross domestic product. So their inclusion in innovation growth strategies should be a priority for cities. Countries open to international trade have a faster growth rate and more innovative and tend to foster a wider spectrum of economic and social benefits. As well as domestic benefits, integration into global trade systems produces increased competition in global markets, economies of scale, gains in learning and innovation, and populations with highly competitive skills that can fuel further innovation. Our work with Belfast City and Sejong City draws together a wealth of insights from global research and evidence on the impact that cities are having when it comes to innovation. Cities have always been linked to innovation, where they historically were recognized as centers of trade or industrial growth. Currently, cities have emerged as technology centers, and this has seen the rise in smart cities. Mass urbanization is one of the dominant trends of the century, which will see the growth of cities. Studies by the United Nations indicate that over half of the global population currently live in cities, and by 2050, over 70% of the world's people will live and work in cities. Research has identified that cities possess the key conditions that foster innovation, such as a mix of geographical nearness of stakeholders, cultural and intellectual energy, and access to talent, capital, and markets. Smart, sustainable cities can deliver cleaner environments with reduced greenhouse gas emissions and better air quality, which makes them more livable. And in turn, livable cities attract new businesses, skilled workers, capital investment, which are the very things that are needed for innovation ecosystems to thrive. Cities that can demonstrate vibrant innovation ecosystems are better placed to harness the growth opportunities for domestic, regional, and international markets. Innovation ecosystems also enable cities to participate in global initiatives for climate action, digitalization, and meeting the Sustainable Development Goals. All sectors of society have been called upon to mobilize for this decade of action on 3 levels. Globally, to secure greater leadership, more resources, and smarter solutions for the SDGs. Locally, to embed the needed transition in the policy, budgets, institutions, and regulatory frameworks of governments, cities, and local authorities. And at the people level, to mobilize youth, civil society, the media, the private sector, unions, academia, and other stakeholders to generate an unstoppable movement required for transformations. The outputs from our work with Belfast City and Sejong City are intended to share ideas and information about different methods of supporting innovation based on city experiences. With Sejong City, we're providing a present snapshot of practices and planning being implemented to grow and support SMEs, which are integral to future industries. This will help explain city initiatives, governmental structures, and support mechanisms that can help to build an innovation ecosystem from the ground up. It offers a distinctive perspective on ways that procurement processes can be configured to contribute to building future-facing new industries. This will give insight into alternative and potential novel approaches that can aid cities looking for ways to innovate and improve practices and processes which support SMEs and build innovation ecosystems. It will also focus cities on aspects of their process that may need to be addressed in order to remove obstacles to SME growth, development, and market participation. This will assist cities in collaborating across innovation ecosystems to share knowledge and create partnerships that accelerate innovation both nationally and internationally. With Belfast City, our work aims to assist cities to collaborate across the innovation ecosystems to ensure products and services tackle common challenges such as the transition to net zero or connected intelligent services for citizens. This includes informing public sector transformation in policy, engagement, and stakeholder relationships, which form part of the public sector's growing role in facilitating innovation. We're also mapping out growth pathways for SMEs, moving along the prototype to product lifecycle and aligning them with city initiatives to stimulate innovation. A key part of the work with Belfast City focuses on the use of procurement and pre-commercial procurement as a viable mechanism for cities fostering innovation. Furthermore, this will assist city pairings in existing bilateral arrangements to leverage collaboration and knowledge sharing to accelerate innovation across a range of technologies, products, and solutions. And work on the public-facing microsite is currently underway and planned for launch in April, so keep your eyes open. Another key part of the work programme, specifically with Belfast City, has been to provide upskilling and tailored support for both challenge owners and SMEs. Through interviews with stakeholders in Belfast, one of the identified recommendations is around the role of the challenge owners and their interactions with the SMEs, and how critical this role is to the success of creating a solution that delivers the required outcomes and benefits. For challenge owners, support was provided to help them embrace an experimental mindset, to rapidly test what works and what doesn't work, and to work collaboratively with SMEs to iteratively develop solutions that address their challenges. For SMEs, support was provided in areas such as selling into the public sector, scaling their businesses, presentation skills, networking, and marketing, as well as financial and business management and international trade. This provided an opportunity to learn from other SMEs and to have a safe space to share collective hurdles. SMEs were also able to learn more about public sector procurement and how to tap into further investment. Training and one-to-one mentoring was provided with experts in the relevant field to support SMEs to develop their solutions. Clinic sessions were also provided as part of this, which allowed for SMEs to integrate with each other in show and tell sessions, to connect with the challenge owner, either through one-to-one sessions or in groups, and also to ask questions to support the development and delivery of their prototypes. And I'm delighted to see that the SMEs from Belfast who participated in the upskilling programme are going to share their innovations right after my presentation. And this will also be followed by a spotlight on Sejong City innovators. The innovation-led approach involves working together towards better solutions through sharing ideas, gathering new information and perspectives, and trying new approaches. Rather than a fixed result, it is about the journey of continuing to discover what might not yet exist and using it to improve what does exist. To fully benefit from innovation, governments must make use of this innovation mindset. The same things that make technology work smarter can help cities work smarter and help people around the world to live better. Cities can create environments where data is shared and a wide, diverse range of actors are engaged in the application of technology to tackle challenges. Communities of practice can be drawn into research and development projects, fueled by smarter and more sustainable procurement, leading to novel knowledge and insights. Intra-city linkages across the public, private, and academic actors help to connect community knowledge of challenge areas, combined with the experimental mindset of entrepreneurs and researchers. Cities are unified in the face of global challenges like the climate emergency. A big part of city twinning, while it is useful for business and economic growth, is that we tackle the planet's challenges in a united way. The United Nations Forum of Mayors is a great example of this. It's a platform for ongoing engagement and exchange, and mutual learning, where mayors present their efforts to tackle challenges in the cities. This supports cities to learn from each other's best practices in the areas of housing, climate-neutral buildings, green cities, and nature-based solutions, sustainable urban transport and safer roads, and smart urban development solutions. And finally, in closing, I would just like to say thank you to all the stakeholders who've been so supportive and engaged, and for their passion and vision in helping to stimulate innovation ecosystems. I would also like to personally thank Dr. Crystal Miller from Ulster University for her excellent academic peer review of all the materials that we have produced in collaboration with Belfast City and Sejong City. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of today's event.
Thanks very much, Warren. Really interesting insights into why cities are stronger together. Now, this is where we change gear. We mentioned some innovative small companies that have participated in the upskilling programme, and we're giving 8 of the companies from Belfast the opportunity to tell us what they do in just 2 minutes each. A sort of pitch event. So let's hear from them now. Our first one is the Belfast DC Tools app.
Hello everyone, I'm Mark Wiley and I run DC Tours, a Belfast-based walking tour company established in 2013. Our lead guide is Paul Donnelly, the winner of the UK's Top Tour Guide Award, and we're best known for tours which explain the history of our conflict and peace process. We create meaningful educational experiences which establish a strong connection between our visitors and our city. Recent growing awareness of responsible and sustainable tourism initiatives, combined with the global pandemic, has led to changing visitor behaviours. In 2020, we responded to these by developing an app offering a range of free and premium self-guided audio tours. Our app gives users the freedom to explore Belfast's history, culture, art and architecture at their own pace and in their own time, or even from the comfort of their own home. To date, we have focused on digital tours of Belfast, but it is clearly not a concept limited by borders. The Connected Places Catapult has given us the opportunity to research, develop and introduce more immersive, engaging and interactive elements to our tours. The result is Your Belfast, a prototype digital tour with something for everyone. It incorporates professional video and 360-degree panoramic photography with multiple embedded hotspots exploring a wide range of topics. It's also packed with additional information on walking and cycling routes and sustainable local food and drink recommendations. The tour allows the user to take total control of their experience, discovering and exploring what interests them the most. Responsible tourism is acknowledged as directly contributing to the health and well-being of cities. The Your Belfast tour supports this, encouraging users back into the city centre, enhancing its resilience and regeneration, while delivering an entertaining and educational experience to the user firmly rooted in our history, built heritage and culture. Your Belfast will go live on our app in the next few days. In the meantime, please feel free to drop by our booth to learn more.
Thank you, DC Tours. And our next one is a smart itinerary app from Get Sociable.
I'm Peter, the CEO of Get Sociable. Hospitality, leisure and tourism industries across cities have been decimated by COVID. Prior to this, however, there was still significant challenges. Reduced footfall outside the weekend period hurts businesses, with high running costs still incurred. The problem for the overall economy is exacerbated as many venues choose to reduce operating hours. Unlike online-only retailers, these businesses do not have meaningful insights. This makes it extremely difficult to establish an effective marketing strategy. We are empowering businesses in smart cities to maximize revenue through marketing technology that also enhances their consumers' journey. Our Smart Planner app pushes the right content to the right people at the right time through personalized algorithms similar to Netflix and Spotify. It match-makes business listings with consumer behavior data in a real-time aggregated feed and also through AR. Users can share interactive content with friends and family in an itinerary. They'll propose, discuss, vote, and make decisions based on location, costs, and other criteria. It supports communities where users can connect with people that have similar interests, form groups, and organize events. It converts and generates revenue for businesses by enabling people to fulfill their goals, including bookings and purchases. Retention is achieved through dynamic rewards based on pounds, not points. They're flexible with values increasing during weekdays. Why now? Cities desperately need to increase dwell times. We provide smart insights to help them optimize their offerings and rejuvenate places by enabling people to plan every aspect of their visit. Businesses are seeking value-added technology to maximize capacity. They want the efficiencies gained from an all-in-one system. Consumers are changing, working from home along with shifts based on financial, health, social, and religious reasons. They demand tailored content that saves them time and money and brings better experiences. Thank you.
Thank you, Get Sociable. On to our next presentation, a health and safety beacon from Consentu.
I'm Mona McGuckian, Technical Project Coordinator, and I want to give an overview of Consentu and the solution we're proposing as part of the Innovative Procurement Challenge. Consentu is a software product company focused on the Internet of Things. We're based in Belfast, a team of 23 people with a turnover of £1.5 million. We've developed our own software platform, KTrack, which is currently used in organisations across health, defence and local authorities. So the solution we're proposing today uses a beacon sensor that can be worn on a lanyard, wristband or belt. It has a push button that a user can activate in the event of an emergency, such as a medical emergency or when they feel at risk. This then creates an alert which instantly updates the council's map with the user's location. This will allow councils to respond appropriately by alerting emergency services or support services. The beacons can also be used to periodically collect location data of the users, and this data can then be used by the council to gain further insight into how facilities are being used and how they can be improved. So, how does this solution support the Smart Cities agenda? As we're emerging from COVID, we're being drawn back into the normality of getting back outside and venturing into city centres. However, a recent survey by a local newspaper here has highlighted that around 50% of women feel unsafe walking in the streets of Northern Ireland, which means that they're less likely to want to go out and exercise, socialise, particularly when they're on their own. The benefits of the proposed solution include providing reassurance to any person that their location can be made visible automatically in the event of an emergency or heightened risk, and that a rapid response can then be alerted and directed to their exact location. It can also provide councils with new data and information which can highlight trends and how these local spaces are being used within the community, and also to further encourage or promote more recreational and cultural activities in the local community, as well as a positive impact on physical and mental health.
Thank you, Consentu. Our fourth one, yes, we're halfway already, is a patented solution to improve the safety and experience of cyclists from a company called C-Sense.
Hi, my name's Irene McAleese. I'm co-founder of C-Sense. We're a cycling technology and data company based in Belfast. Belfast, like many cities around the world, is facing challenges of congestion and pollution and is looking for ways to try to encourage more people to cycle and walk in the city. But we know that there are many challenges involved in this. For instance, in Belfast, there are only 1% of journeys currently made by bike. And we know that safety is the biggest barrier, or essentially the perception of safety is the biggest barrier for more people to cycle. At C-Sense, we're helping cities address these challenges by using our powerful data insights. The data can be used to improve safety by identifying hazardous locations, informing the design and maintenance of cycle infrastructure and networks, monitoring and evaluating schemes, and involving communities in the design of their places. We do this by embedding our powerful patented sensor technology inside bicycle share schemes, scooter share schemes, and even private citizens' bicycles in our intelligent and connected bike lights. Our data allows never before seen insights to be gathered about the rider's experience, effectively turning the bike into a sensor. In Belfast, for example, our project here showed that we could identify the popular routes cyclists are taking across the city and identify the gaps in the infrastructure provision. We could also undertake safety analysis, looking at swerving and braking data to identify hotspot areas where cyclists are facing challenges. And we could use road surface data to identify the impact on cyclist comfort and safety, which is very important from a risk management point of view. All of our data is presented on a very easy to use dashboard to help city planners and operators effectively make change. I'd welcome you to come and visit us at our booth to find out more about what we're doing to help cities around the world enable more cycling. Thank you very much.
Thanks, C-Sense. That makes sense to me. We all know how important recycling has become, and here's something that makes bin management really smart from Weave Labs, who will talk about the work they have done as part of this project in collaboration with Belfast City Council.
Hello, my name is James Hanna of Weave Labs, and today I'm introducing you to our waste analytics recycling trial with Belfast City Council. At Weave Labs, we provide the waste management sector with actionable insights through data analytics to drive operational and environmental efficiencies. What are our core deliverables for this project? This project will focus on assessing the viability of introducing targeted recycling bin infrastructure into Belfast's urbanised areas to accompany the current general waste bins. The outputs of this trial will help Belfast City Council to identify the benefits and challenges to introducing further recycling. Our broader solution combines our own IoT hardware with data analytics to provide actionable insights. Our solution will help waste management teams optimize cleansing routes by stopping bins overflowing, stopping teams emptying bins that don't need to be emptied, providing real-time and predictive routing to deliver operational efficiencies, and also by driving up bin engagement and lowering cityscape littering. But what is our history and our ambition? Weave Labs was formed to undertake intensive R&D to identify opportunities in the smart cities and IoT sector. It was clearly identified that a number of opportunities existed within the waste management industry. With our stakeholders, we have worked on a range of solutions such as image recognition to identify litter on the ground from drones, RFID solutions for lowering the volume of missed domestic bins, and this solution, our public realm waste analytics solution. Now we hope to export this as well as our other waste management solutions internationally. Thank you, and please get in touch for more information.
Thanks, Weave Labs. Now, how do you incentivize citizens to be more active and spend more time in parks and open spaces? The answer is civic dollars.
Imagine there was a way to encourage people to improve their own health, because by the end of this year, 67% of the UK adult population will be overweight or obese. Now that's costing the UK government 27 billion annually in healthcare and productivity loss. I'm Steve McPeak, and Civic Dollars is a community currency platform that we have developed to help improve the health of citizens by incentivizing activity. You earn Civic Dollars by being more active, visiting our parks and open spaces, volunteering in the community, or reporting issues to the council. But you can only exchange your Civic Dollars for rewards that will help improve your lifestyle, like a public transport voucher, leisure centre access, or discounts off local businesses. Or you can choose to donate your Civic Dollars to a local community group. The groups can accumulate the Civic Dollars and use it for hire of council facilities, access to corporate skills, or as a threshold level for funding. We do this by geofencing around the zones and award Civic Dollars for time spent within them. We're not measuring steps or distance, just the time spent within the park, so that we don't discriminate against users with health or mobility issues. The great thing about this solution is there's no hardware required. It's all done between the user's phones and our platform. And this allows the platform to scale easily, as we've won smart city projects in Belfast, Dublin and Leeds to provide the necessary nudge to get citizens more active, both physically and socially. We have created dashboards for city officials to show congestion zones and heat maps within the parks. And we have added features to help kickstart local economy by allowing businesses to create rewards that will drive footfall through their doors. To summarise, we have developed a smart city platform that can impact on public health, community engagement and economic recovery, and we're ready to scale. I will be at my showcase booth after this to explain it further, and I look forward to seeing you there.
Thanks, Civic Dollars. Here's something new. Smart micro warehouses that make the delivery of cargo in cities more efficient, convenient, and environmentally sustainable. Let's hear about it from StreetDoc.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ian Richardson, co-founder and CEO of StreetDoc. We are building networks of smart micro warehouses that make the delivery of cargo in cities more efficient, convenient, and environmentally sustainable. Before StreetDoc, I was a landscape architect and urban designer, and I'm passionate about how we can make cities better for people. How do we reduce congestion, air pollution, and improve the quality of urban life? What if our cities looked like this instead, planned and designed around people instead of vehicles? I'm actually very positive about the future of cities, as many have committed themselves to positive change, including Belfast, with its bolder vision strategy. The problem is logistics. It's essential to cities, but it's a complex, fragmented, and inefficient system that leads to growing numbers of vehicles. The good news is smaller low-impact vehicles are available that can replace these vans and trucks. And on this slide, you can see the e-cargo bikes that we're using as part of a pilot project in partnership with Belfast City Council. Micro warehouses are just locations where cargo can be dropped off, then transported around the city using zero-emission vehicles, like e-cargo bikes. But StreetDoc is a radical idea, creating an infrastructure system that's designed to support and accelerate the use of zero-emission vehicles and scale this up across entire cities. This enables cities to create zero-emission delivery zones. There are several features that make StreetDoc truly innovative. They have a small footprint and don't use land that can be developed. They are a modular system that fit together like Lego blocks, fast and easy to install. And this makes StreetDocs highly adaptable in their size and configuration. They also support other city services such as docked e-scooter pickup and drop-off locations. During the program, we have made significant progress on our software, the detailed design of the StreetDoc units, and we launched a second hub here in Belfast with more planned this year. We are seeking opportunities for new pilot projects, manufacturing partners, and investment. If you would like to know more, please contact me directly, ian@streetdoc.com, or visit our virtual booth. Thank you.
Thanks, StreetDoc. And here's our very last one, all about fitness from Network Fit.
Hi, I'm Ryan, CEO and founder of Network Fit. Finding fitness that fits your individual needs is a challenge, one that leads to lack of motivation and giving up before you even start. Network Fit is changing the game, connecting people to the local areas in Belfast and beyond, allowing users to quickly and easily find and access gyms, classes and trainers that suit their needs, driving people back into Belfast city centre. Our website traffic shows users from different countries looking at fitness options within Belfast. Having this data easily accessible allows for travellers to come to Belfast for their fitness goals, supporting the local economy. When I go on holiday, I always look for a gym close to my hotel. Having this information on finding a gym in Belfast that's close to the hotel solves a fundamental flaw. It means I can plan my schedule with my family when I come to Belfast. Our project began with creating brand awareness through social media reach, connecting with fitness professionals, fulfilling a demand for a gap in the market for a service like ours. We connect with people from all ages and demographics, making sure that the needs for everyone is being met. As part of the project, we designed and filmed content with gyms and everyday people in the community, taking sound bites, finding out what's missing for them, what they need to achieve their fitness goals, and if the current offerings within Belfast meet these needs at all, especially if they have hidden disabilities, and to find out if they can access that support, if there's more that we can do within Belfast to help support them. Our team consists of myself, my fellow co-founders Clara and Paddy, our CEO and CTO, alongside our advisory team made up of industry experts. Our vision is to be one of the leading marketplaces for finding health and fitness opportunities that meet the needs of everyone, ensuring healthy lives and promoting well-being for all ages, demographics and abilities. In line with the UN Sustainable Development Goal number 3, in doing so, we're also supporting businesses, providing them with the tools to book, manage and schedule, while also marketing their services. Join the fitness revolution at networkfit.io. Thank you for listening.
Talent. Great range of innovation and talent. Which ones really caught your imagination? Here's a quick reminder. DC Tours, with its immersive self-guided 1-hour walking or cycling tour of Belfast City Centre, and getting the name right this time, Kinsetsu, beacon for citizens who are unwell, need assistance or feel threatened. Get Sociable's personalised smart itinerary app linked to leisure, hospitality and tourism. C-Sense's AI fusion technology that improves safety for cyclists, bike and e-scooter fleet operators. Weave Labs optimizes bin routes, assisting in new infrastructure placement, tracking public information and behavioral science initiatives. Civic Dollars incentivizes citizens to be active by encouraging them to spend more time in parks and open spaces, using geofencing and gamification. StreetDock has networks of micro warehouses that make the delivery of cargo in cities more efficient, convenient, and environmentally sustainable. And last but not least, Network Fit is connecting small locally owned gyms, fitness centers, and personal trainers with users, allowing them to search by their individual fitness needs. That really shows what Belfast can offer. Don't forget, you can meet these companies in the exhibition and find out more about them. Now, let's find out what Sejong City offers, and we're going to hear from 5 of their small companies. First up, it's LBS Tech with its smart mobility and urban accessibility experience for people with disabilities.
안녕하세요. 장애인을 위한 스마트시티 플랫폼 LBS.
Nice to meet you, everyone. I am the CEO of LBS Tech, and we are providing services for the people with the disabilities with our platform. So currently, Smart City is expanding concept for the environment, energy, and other sectors, but it is true that welfare services are not focused on people with the disabilities or weak. In reality, the city is a difficult place that people with the disabilities cannot even access, so we develop an accessible and usable solution. As you can see from the screen, making the city accessible, usable and accessible city, and ultimately make this city satisfactory is what we think of an inclusive smart city. So not only as a simple idea, but with the concept of living lab together with the disabled, and through continuous monitoring on how useful this solution is, our concept is to make it together with a lot of people with disabilities. Our services are divided into 2 main categories. One is usability and the other is mobility service. Usability literally means ordering, paying, and making a reservation. The mobility service is a navigation service that guides users to the current location where the application is operating. To explain each one in detail, mobility services are literally about mobility. It is a walking navigation system that makes it possible for people with disability to move around. Pedestrian navigation improves accessibility by guiding to the entrance through vibration or sound due to the characteristics of the disabled. And the functions on the right image and interface on the right image are also provided through sound and guidance. Usability refers to ordering and payment. So without any burden of learning the application to order and pay, it is a system that allows visually impaired people to pay through gestures and is linked with the store POS. So for demonstration project based on these things are not only made by stores, but also people with disabilities and citizens together. So Seoul provides services already for the visually impaired people through the Magok Smart City project, and Seongnam City also provide an example for the right of mobility. In addition, we are designing and developing the Sejong City Smart City project with the Busan Eco Delta project. So we have just started the demonstration of this project overseas beyond Korea. Last year in Vietnam, we developed a system that allows people with disabilities to pay for drinks online, and we're currently working on this project in Ho Chi Minh City. So the bottom line is that the core of such a project is the users created together. Due to the nature of pedestrian path, one company can collect everything. So applications that allow general users to participate to build a database, and mobile data collection developed by users, or collectors who are naturally the seniors, especially volunteers in Korea. As you can see from the screen, based on the collected images, you can see the walking data is smoothly controlled in real time through the AI and control system. So right now, you can see the infrastructure of the store on the screen. So at the entrance, we have acoustic signal device. We also developed a response manual and POS system. So the stores who is operating this project generate a revenue through it. With the encouraging result of 27% growth in revenue for 6 months through this project we are working on, the project for the disabled actually created a demonstration of creating a generating sales or VIP guests. So our goal is to build a barrier-free city for everyone. In conclusion, these walking-related services will be the most important basic data for the last mile or first mile. Through such a system, there's also the possibility of creating a system that is linked to the delivery robots and the endpoint of the autonomous driving we are working on. In order to make the standard technology of our smart city, which is people-centered and barrier-free, LBS Tech will work together with you through technology. Thank you very much.
Thanks, LBC Tech. A really exciting piece of innovation there. Next, we have MaaS Asia. For those who don't know, MaaS stands for Mobility as a Service. MaaS Asia is an emerging player in this field. It addresses the urban issues of congestion, emissions, and last-mile mobility connections. Let's hear from them now.
안녕하세요. 저는 메스아시아에서 국내 운영을 총괄하고 있는 송명훈 실장입니다.
Hello everyone, I am Myung-hoon Song, Head of Operation Department of MaaS Asia. So we MaaS Asia are a shared mobility operator that operates a shared scooter service called Alpaca in about 80 regions in Korea. As a private business operator, I'm truly delighted to participate in today's event, and I'll tell you about the shared scooter market in Korea and the regulatory sandbox business case in Sejong City. It has been about 5 years since the global shared micro-mobility market was formed, and it seems that the market becomes stabilized globally with the establishment of law and regulation. in 2021, Korea ranked fourth largest market, following the US and Germany. And there are about 100,000 shared e-scooters in Korea with about 1.6 million users. However, for the legislation on e-scooters, Korea strongly regulates the market. Riders must be at least 16 years of age, and they hold at least a motorcycle driver's license, and they have to use bicycle path and not footpaths, and of course they cannot drink and ride, and they also have to wear helmets. Mass Asia was founded in 2017, started as Korea's first shared bicycle service operator. So we have strong understanding of the micromobility market. Through two regulatory sandbox projects in 2019 and 2020, we provided multiple data for legislative revision, making great contribution. We also attract investment from multiple institutions. In 2021, for the first time in the world, we co-developed precursor battery pack with China's Tsingtao Energy, attracting attention. Our e-scooter brand is Alpaca. And currently, we have 1 million active members and 200,000 members who are actually using our e-scooter monthly. And cumulative rides hit 8,800,000 and 12,000 vehicles available in 80 cities. How to use Alpaca is very simple. Users can sign up with their mobile numbers and find an e-scooter with the location information of their mobile phone and use it easily with simple payment system. Alpaca's business operation is very simple but very systematic. First, consumers can get convenience of mobility through the Alpaca platform, and Mass Asia directly operates the Alpaca business. However, in certain regions, partners can operate through franchisees in accordance with the headquarters manual. In all cities, we open a civil complete hotline with the local government to communicate customer complaints at all times. And thanks to this service, it is very popular with local governments and customers. The regulatory sandbox project implemented in 2021 together with Seongjung City is the best practice of successful collaboration with local governments and private business operator. Using our geopath tuner technology, our e-scooters only drove on the bike path in Seongjung City, with a speed limit of 20 km per hour. In particular, in school zones, the speed was automatically set to 10 km per hour or less. We provided 100 parking and return stations to complete the business while maintaining the city's aesthetic and safety. Through the Seongjung City project, the user's helmet recognition system was developed through the helmet lock system in the scooter and AI system, which received a lot of attention. On the screen, you can see images what it looked like both on streets and on the application. Seongjung City is a very clean city, and our brand color is orange, and you can see they are in harmony without compromising the beauty of Seongjung City. We provided images of real parking zone in addition to the parking zones on the app, so the citizens could visually check the zones and park e-scooters. So the project result for about 8 months in collaboration with the Seongjung City can be seen on the screen. So cumulated users were about 5,000 and made 14,000 cumulative rides. There was 0 insurance report and 0 parking accidents, and in the user survey, more than 80% showed satisfaction, and we were actually impressed by the result. Based on the big data, we forecasted the demand and efficiently operated business by placing the e-scooters where citizens and users wanted. So lastly, in 2020, with the goal of entering the European market, we dispatched experts to Germany and preparing for launch. We, Mass Asia, want to provide convenience of mobility and movement through Korea's excellent technology through cooperation with Belfast. Thank you very much.
Asia. Now we're going to hear from another mobility as a service company, Mass Korea. And this is a really cutting-edge technology because they specialize in safety solutions for connected autonomous vehicle systems.
Hello, everyone. My name is David Park. I'm founder and CEO of Mars Korea. Thank you for having me here. Let me brief you on the automated traffic accident prevention system we developed for Sejong City. In the good old slower days, road conditions had less impact on drivers' safety. Fog, rain, snow, and even ice did not cause the volume of traffic accidents they do today. Our ancestors did not even bother to remove snow from roads because horse-drawn carriages ran slowly, under 30 kilometers per hour. And yes, 30 kilometers per hour is the magic number under which few traffic accidents happen. Now we are living in the age of Elon Musk. No one enjoys driving at the speed of 30 kilometers per hour. There is always a huge gap between the speed which drivers desire and the true safe operating speed. And this also frequently changes according to road surface conditions and visibility. Thus, it has become a public safety priority to inform drivers so they can slow down and stay safe in the right place and at the right time. Koreans are seriously addicted to caffeine and work and have, of course, tried many clever ideas to solve this issue. Let me tell you the whole story. First, the obvious but less scientific solution is to have staff on the road constantly checking surface conditions. But even the Korean government could not afford this. To cut costs, it hired one poor guy to monitor 56 TV screens simultaneously. He probably dozed a bit at some point, but even with maximum human attention, black ice is totally undetectable on CCTV screens. But Koreans never give up. So next we installed road surface sensors that had around 90% recognition accuracy. But on a busy, dusty, foggy roads, their usefulness plummeted. These are now gone, leaving ugly scars in the road. We also installed thousands of static black ice warning road signs. They not only irritate people, but also psychologically desensitize drivers, even including me, to just ignore them altogether. Finally, we tireless Koreans back to the basics, human eyes on the road again. The government decided to patrol all night long in vehicles with climate sensors, but these sensors are not good at detecting black ice because it can form within minutes while a patrol is busy somewhere else. Bad road conditions still kept causing preventable accidents. Korea learned through these failures what was required to solve the problem. The Korean government began to look for a highly accurate direct road condition detecting system that possessed contactless sensing capability. They also thought it would be a big plus if the system was capable of add-on functions and would work within the existing road infrastructure ecosystem. We at Mars Korea began to work on a solution. We developed our automated traffic accident prevention system and tailored it to the government requirements. It reads conditions with over 99% accuracy on real roads with direct contactless sensing. We added functions so that it automatically controls variable warning and speed limit signs, and it can activate saltwater dispensers and fog lights without any human intervention. It effectively slows down drivers exactly when needed using real-time road sensor data. The system can save lives. At Mars Korea, we believe safe roads are a best practice that should spread. So it's my hope to share our system with other cities too. Cities like Belfast. Localization is always important for smart solutions. We'd very much appreciate opportunities to trial this solution in local on-road testbeds with dependable local ITS partners. And of course, we are always interested in funding for these purposes. After all, Investments in innovation allow better solutions to prosper. Thank you very much for your consideration and attention. Thank you.
Thank you very much, David. Really insightful and exciting innovation from Mass Korea there. And now we're moving on from autonomous vehicles to the Internet of Things, IoT recycling solutions. So let's hear from Oysterable. Welcome.
Hello, we make AIoT recycling and reusable platform to support the heroes who protect the earth. I'm Taeban Bae, a CEO of Oysterable. You already know the waste issues, and there has been a lot of effort in the meantime, but the effect was insignificant. Even with the new equipment and prices, still there is a problem. And what we always hear is that the social awareness needs to be improved. However, those who are solving this problem in real life get no respect from our society. There is no honor and no proper benefit or achievement, even if they did good things to our planet well. So we made the Earth Hero platform to cheer and support our heroes. We record your heroic actions and give you benefits like coupons and points to get discounts online and offline. Each time you can get points worth about $0.. Our cloud-based AI system recognizes the recycled items to record your actions. A camera inside the bin or app camera can capture your items and transfer images to an AI engine in the cloud. With our technologies, we can cover all kinds of recyclables and reusables to make the real circular economy. To avoid using single-use packages like cups or delivery dishes, our system is now collecting this to make a better loop system. Recently, we launched a reusable cup collection system with Starbucks in Korea. Starbucks is turning to zero-waste cafe with our system. And we made the refund gateway to provide the convenient deposit refund channel to help as well. Now, this project is going bigger with many cafe brands in Seoul and Jeju. Now, when you join together, the city becomes cleaner and smarter. Participation information is aggregated so that management agency can more easily collect recyclables. They can know everything about the weight of recyclables, collection status, and collection schedule. Of course, you can see how much participation there was. These advantages have already been proven through the performance. In 2016, we supplied this solution to Songpagu with the Ministry of Environment Korea and Mail Diary. And more than 50% of residents became heroes, raising the recycling rate in this area to 68. How about the reusable project? Now a total of 46 machines in Seoul and Jeju, and collect this machine collect the reusable cups from the users, and the return rate is up to 50. We expect that this will be over 80% before the summer. Now we launched our service into 28 cities in Korea, including many cities like Seoul, Jeju, or Gyeonggi like that. And with 450 machines of IoT bins, have 60,000 heroes to protect our planet. Also, more than 20 partners join our incentive programs with ESG Trends and SDGs 12. That's why we are sure our incentive program is sustainable and extendable. Here's some more things. We are now preparing a reusable delivery dishes loop system with the Seoul government, including key partners related with the food delivery market. We'll have a field test in September to change the market to the green directions. Our team is a professional team that has been steadily accumulating IoT technologies and service experience in environmental and urban issues since 2016. We have 27 teammates with various related skills to assist our heroes. The environmental issues are already coming not to our descendants, but to our tomorrow. So we need more heroes just like you. And knowledgeable support and assist you. Please feel free to contact us if you have any questions about our journey to assist our heroes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Togon. Really exciting innovation there from Oyster Able. Thank you. Now it's time for our final case study. It addresses environmental sustainability. The company is called STCO, and they are helping to improve the performance and stability of solar power plants.
안녕하세요. 2022년 한국의 세종시와 영국의 벨파스트 양국 도시의 스마트 시티.
Hello, everyone. I am Hunju Choi, the CEO of STCO, and we are the solar power special operating business. So we STCO is a solar technical coordinator based in Sejong City, and you can see our major business scope on the screen. We have the diagnosis project for the 900 megawatts for the solar power plant in Korea. So based on our solution, we can estimate the power generations and their future plans. And with the KEPCO, we create a company. We was in charge of the installation. We will be in charge of the installation about the 21 gigawatts of solar power generation. So today, I'd like to talk about the development and demonstration of web monitoring of solar power generation in Sejong City. So as I previously explained, we have our product called PVSOS, which is a web monitoring device for the solar power plant. And we established this device for the 10 power plant in Sejong City. And on the screen, you can see 10 building units alongside the road. And for each plant, you can check on the screen currently. So for the diagnosis of the performance of each power plant, we analyze the data of each plant. So you can see two different types, which is colored in orange and blue. So the orange plant has great output based on the neighboring environment. So from January to December, we also could monitor the loss of the energy based on the climate and the temperatures. And also with our PVSOS, we analyze the data gathered from the 10 plants. As a result, the average power generation time was 2.8 hours. In general, it could go up to 3.8 hours, which showed a big gap. Because shadows of the buildings and other neighboring environment elements made an impact on the power generation of each plant. And based on the result that we made, Sejong City has like power generation system that can generate about 100 megawatt solar energy, while Belfast has very low generation rate. So for the future solar power plant, Belfast City can benchmark Sejong City case. And for this, I'd like to show a short video clip explaining our product and our technologies.
네, 이상으로 발표를 마치도록
So here I'd like to conclude my presentation. Thank you for listening.
And thank you so much there, STCO. Some fantastic case studies there from the Republic of Korea. What was your favorite? We heard from LBS Technology about their everywhere accessible to everyone. Among their many services, Mass Asia offers the S-Bike, an IoT smart lock-enabled shared bicycle service, and the GoGo Sing, an electric kickboard sharing platform. The other mobility as a service company, Mass Korea, told us about autonomous driving systems testing, data gathering and data crunching, essential for urban autonomous vehicle environments. Oyster Able's Internet of Things recycling solutions are operational in over 10 cities in Japan and the Republic of Korea. And STCO is tapping into the massive growth in solar panels with their solar plant management systems. We have now heard from the innovators in Belfast and Sejong City. In a moment, we will have a quick 5-minute break, but first I'd like you to take part in another quick poll. If you didn't do the first one, it's very easy. Just open the right-hand panel on your screen and select the polls tab. Here you'll see a question. Please do vote. Again, your feedback really helps make our events better and hopefully more impactful. So please do spend a few seconds giving us your feedback. And that concludes our second webinar. After the break, we'll be starting our third and final webinar, where we'll be asking the question, what next? That's the future for Innovation Twins after the break. You'll see the link on this on the main stage for all today's content. See you then. And welcome to our third and final webinar for our UK-South Korea Innovation Twins Showcase event. In the first webinar, we explored the strengths of Northern Ireland and the Republic of Korea with an emphasis on Belfast and Sejong City. In the second, we looked at the UK Republic of Korea Innovation Twins programme. We heard that innovation is essential for the sustainable growth and economic development. The innovation economy generates value, growth, employment, learning, and new revenue streams. Innovation is also the source of solutions to many of the planet's challenges, from climate crisis to food insecurity to chronic unemployment in urban areas. Cities have always been linked to innovation. Currently, they are evolving into technology centres and smart cities. By bringing high potential city pairings together, we can accelerate collaborative research and innovation, leading to more opportunities for bilateral trade, investment, and shared socioeconomic prosperity. In webinar 2, we have heard how cities and city officials can stimulate innovation in an inclusive way to distribute the benefits from innovation products and solutions. We learned how cities can harness creativity and the spirit of innovative companies through procurement and pre-commercial procurement. We heard from a series of innovative companies from Belfast and Sejong City. In this third webinar, we'll be discussing the future. What opportunity does the future hold for Belfast and Sejong City? Could more cities become involved? How do we sustain the programme? We'll start a panel discussion, and then we'll have an opportunity for you to put a question to our panel. So please feel free to post your questions now or during the discussion, and we'll do our best to answer them straight afterwards. So, to ask a question, just go to the right-hand panel on your screen and select Q&A tab, and then click Ask a Question. So, let me introduce our panel. We have Deborah Colville, who we heard from earlier, but Deborah is a City Innovation Office Lead at Belfast City Council. She founded Smart Belfast and today works with government, universities and industry on the innovation agenda with the aim of growing Belfast's economy and tackling urban challenges. We have Callum Handforth, who is an advisor for digitalisation, digital health and smart cities at the United Nations Development Programme, where he focuses on data and digital technology in international development and government. And then we have Anne Ho-chul, who is Director of External Division at Sejong City Government. He is responsible for coordination between local governments and establishing a balanced development plan. He has 27 years' experience in local government finance and local government policy. Welcome to all of you. So, to kick off, I'd like to ask Deborah the first question. So, Deborah, Belfast City Council has finished its consultation on the Urban Innovation Framework 22 to 27. Its focus includes enhancing Belfast's urban innovation ecosystem. How does this align with the aim of city-to-city collaboration to increase innovation and the work that you've done as part of the Innovation Playbook?
Okay, well, hello everyone, and thank you, Alison. I suppose the common thread throughout this entire programme has been the role of cities as locations where innovation is most likely to thrive. And it may seem an obvious point, but it's an important one. The city is where innovators, where investors, researchers, and public officials meet, they live, they work. So essentially, cities are places where ideas are exchanged and investments are made, and I suppose innovation happens. And we believe it's important for city leaders to continue to foster these foundations for innovation and also innovation experience. And I suppose the obvious next stage is to join up these cities of innovation. You've mentioned the Belfast Urban Innovation Framework, which acknowledges the fast of technological development. And it's really about...
Hi, I'm sorry, everyone. We're having issues with Deborah's connection there. I don't know if Deborah's back. Right, apologies for that. The joys of technology. But let's move on to our next speaker, Mr. An Ho Chul. I'll direct the next question to you. How do city-to-city twins match Sejong's innovation strategy? And what's your view on the potential benefits of city-to-city collaboration?
예, 트윈스 프로젝트와 관련해서
So in relation to the Twins project, so I would like to touch upon the Sejong's point of view. So I'm going to talk about the approach and methodology. First things first, the city of Sejong and Belfast have similar key industries and sectors. In Sejong, for example, we have adapted to newly emerging environments, and which is why we have focused on new technologies such as AI to measure up to new challenges emerged as we usher in the fourth industrial revolution. So we have 5 industries that we focus on: smart city, AI platform. So ultimately, we are focusing on building ourselves as a smart city. And we are also focusing on building and supporting the future mobility industry. And we are also utilizing advanced technologies to cure diseases. And also based upon advanced technologies, we are advancing our education sector. Based upon the New Deal and advanced manufacturing are some of the examples that we have been focusing on. So I believe that these smart industries and technology-driven industries are the sectors that Belfast has been going after as well. So in the past, we have dealt with a range of issues that urban environments have.
Thank you so much. And finishing that question, and Hotul, how has Sejong benefited from this program, and where do you see future opportunities?
Right. So on those questions, just like Belfast, Sejong is the administrative capital of South Korea. So I believe we have very similar characteristics, including the population and the strengths that we have. So by working together, I suppose we can utilize our common strengths. And building on those common strengths, we will be able to grow together. And obviously, the advancement of technology will enable us to achieve economic development as well. So Sejong is driven to bring in more population. So we are aiming to bring in population and reach the population of 500,000. And there are many industries that we are working on. So based upon the core capabilities of Belfast, I suppose we can tap into those capabilities to achieve mutual benefits. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Really great points about working together to share development and to stimulate economic growth together and share and collaborate. Thank you. And Deborah, thank you. You're back now. So to ask sort of what's your view on the potential benefits of the city-to-city collaboration, and how has Belfast benefited from this programme? Oh, apologies. I think we still might be having technical issues there with Deborah. Okay, wonderful. Apologies about that. Callum, I'll come to you next. What's your view of the city twinning approach to accelerate innovation in cities to drive national economic development?
Thanks, Alison, and congratulations on your phenomenal patience with the technical issues. So some of you may be aware, the UNDP, the UN Development Programme, we're active in about 170 countries around the world. And as to echo what Deborah mentioned earlier, we see that cities are obviously the closest administrative actor to billions and billions of lives and livelihoods around the world. And as part of this, we see that urban and broader twinning is really incredibly important for development. To take one step back, obviously, there's an enormous trend of urbanization. The majority of people are living and will be increasingly living in cities and around the world. So we're all very much on this kind of urbanization journey together. And in that context, it's really crucial for us to be sharing best practice, whether our successes or our failures, to learn from each other, to reduce duplication and wasted effort, and also to accelerate our respective and joint national and local economic development as well. It also provides a really exciting opportunity to highlight our shared challenges and opportunities. Obviously, many cities, although in different contexts, whether high income, low income, or in different regions or countries around the world, often have very shared challenges and opportunities in the context of urbanization. So twinning programs and similar provide an opportunity for broader partnership, to catalyze local development, and to learn what does and doesn't work in different settings as well. What we do find is really important there in the context of development is to really unpack the twinning process. Often it's not just about connecting at the strategic levels, so chief exec to chief exec or mayor to mayor, but also looking at kind of building links throughout your city administration and even the wider urban ecosystem. So looking at more operational levels, shaping dialogues between civil society partners, private sector partners, and trying to make a kind of holistic twinning approach happen.
Fantastic. Thanks, Callum. I think some really important points raised there in terms of kind of bringing in those relationships at all levels of the city. So thank you. So I'm afraid Deborah isn't joining us because of technical issues, but Mr. An Ho Chul, a question for you. Looking to the future, what support structures are needed for sustainable city-to-city collaboration on research, innovation, and trade and investment?
예, 제가
I mean, unfortunately, I haven't been involved in this project throughout the entire process, but as far as I know, we have exchanged many ideas and information. By doing so, today we are convening here and we also signed the letter of intent. And that's very impressive. By signing the letter of intent, I believe we have formalized our commitment to work together. And also that is going to help us work on the future direction together as well. And also Belfast and Sejong will work together not only at the administrative level, but also at the level of businesses and research centers and universities. In doing so, we will be able to exchange ideas and information, thereby working together. In the future, though, we will have to focus on areas that we can scale up such innovation, which is why we have to think about the areas we are both interested in and those that come with the most potential. Those scalable areas, I suppose we will have to identify them and we will continue to discover them as well. I suppose, both cities are interested in areas such as, I suppose, the core technology is all about digital twinning. I suppose digital twinning is something that we both are very interested in. The city of Sejong, I mean, Mr. Im has already mentioned this, I believe. But starting from 2018, we have been working with the private sector closely. And last year, we launched our pilot project utilizing the shared bicycle project. So all this insight and exchanged knowledge have enabled us to actually adopt new policies. So we have to think about these promising areas and how we can sort of come up with practical ideas and initiatives. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Really interesting in terms of the two cities being able to exchange knowledge and information, signing the letter of intent, demonstrating that commitment, and outlining the opportunity around a shared interest and potential research and development opportunity around digital twins and its application in the future. So thank you for that. Callum, to you, and I think you touched on this in your last answer, but how do you think private and public sectors and international organizations can do more to support city-to-city collaborations and their respective ecosystems?
Great. So I think I did cover it a little bit just a moment ago, but a few broader points. So firstly, I think platforms exactly like this are a really important and exciting part of it. So how do we highlight successful case studies, demonstrate what is and isn't working, and the importance of collaboration is a really important piece to try and drive further collaborations and also shape the ecosystem as well. But more broadly, I think, particularly in cities where we can, is about building in processes of collaboration into our ways of working. So at UNDP, a big focus of our work is what we call collective intelligence. essentially just opening up your innovation processes for feedback and for input. Often within cities and within any type of government, local, national, and also within private sector organizations, it's sometimes inherently difficult to open yourself up to the public, to your customers, to other stakeholders, because it's quite the kind of antithesis of your kind of usual way of working. So what we're trying to do there is actually how do we support organizations on that process of engaging with other partners, sharing their kind of internal ways of working and thinking, and trying to crowdsource intelligence or insight or collaboration. So really the importance of just trying not to do things by yourself or behind closed doors wherever possible. And then the second point, I think, is also just looking at where you can build in other elements of collaboration into kind of wider city processes. So what we see sometimes working quite well are sometimes kind of slightly harder levers. So for example, if you're doing procurement, requiring vendors or others to sometimes cite examples of similar interventions or where things have and haven't worked, or even have a kind of longer term dialogue or kind of feedback loop with the private sector as you're partnering with them to actually understand what is working in other contexts and how it can also be applied locally as well.
Fantastic, thank you. I think the key word that is coming out from everything here is collaboration and partnership and doing things together, not on your own. So fantastic. I think a final question for you, Callum, from a UN perspective, how can countries or cities, how can they collaborate to promote more sustainable investment in similar initiatives? Do you have any thoughts on that?
It's a really good question and a really important one, and one we hear quite a lot. Actually, when we talk to a lot of funders out there, particularly in the kind of urban space, what we hear about isn't that there's a lack of projects to fund, but there's actually a lack of fundable projects. So what I mean by that is that often the projects that are being put in front of funders or for investment often aren't that well scoped or always that aligned with investment opportunities. So the importance, I think, of collaboration in that context is how you can shape these based on what's working elsewhere. So what other cities have been doing in terms of building that kind of intervention locally and how you can learn from that best practice to then shape your project or program to get investment. But then also looking at opportunities for scaling across cities and countries as well. So can you build on what's working elsewhere? Can you look at scaling across cities and bring different cities on that journey together? I think that's a really exciting opportunity that we see, particularly in the context of investment opportunities as well.
Brilliant, thank you. And I think that very much leads nicely on to phase 3 of this project in terms of that scale up and looking at that sort of creating sustainable opportunities and investable opportunities as well. Well, thank you so much both. I'm sorry everyone that Deborah couldn't join us, but I think coming out of that, we know that sort of innovation, collaboration, partnership is key to innovation. Cities are better together in terms of working together, and I think Mr. An Ho-chul sort of pointed out that we need to kind of promote exchanges like this and the cooperation of working together as Belfast and Sejong City are, and look at these areas that are currently important to both cities, but then look to the future and the different areas that they can collaborate on going forward. So Callum, many thanks. Mr. An Ho-chul, many thanks for your time. And that's all we have time for. But I really hope you enjoyed that discussion and found this webinar useful. I'd now like to introduce Ambassador Young Il-ri, the Ambassador for International Relations at Sejong City Government. He will leave us with some final thoughts. Ambassador.
오랜 긴 시간 동안 여러분 정말 감사합니다. 오늘 세종과 벨파스트가 공식적으로 혁신 협력 관계를 의향서 체결.
I would like to thank everyone for joining us today and being with us throughout the 3 webinars. So as we signed the letter of intent today, I hope we get to have more fulfilling relationships in the future. So the representative of Tokyo of Connected Places Catapult is planning on visiting us. So we in Korea, we have a saying that the first step is everything. As we make the first step, I believe that we have a promising journey ahead. And as we embark on this journey, I feel overwhelmed with joy that we will have mutually beneficial relationships. Going forward, I believe we will be able to have many mutually beneficial projects and initiatives. So, as you know, like any other Asians, Koreans are rather shy to speak up their opinions. So I believe in the future, though, we will be able to have more vibrant discussions. So in the future, so the insight about Sejong's strength can be shared with the United Kingdom, well, Belfast, and vice versa. Sejong is a smart city equipped with future-driven technologies, which is why we are focused on innovation. I believe Belfast has a similar ecosystem, which will make us mutually beneficial partners. I hope we can scale up this project so that we can enhance innovation across the United Kingdom and South Korea. I hope we get to have this long-lasting partnership. Last but not least, I would like to thank our host, all the representatives of Connected Places Catapult. Thank you very much. And also representatives of IRC, thank you. And also presenters, thank you very much for sharing your insight today. I hope in the near future, we get to get more of your insight.
Thank you so much, Ambassador UKRI. It's fantastic to see the breadth of activities that have taken place between Belfast and Sejong over the last 7 months. We have seen some of the great work that goes on in both Sejong City and Belfast in the area of innovation. But this is just the start of a really exciting journey as we look towards ways of supporting bilateral city-to-city collaboration between the UK and the Republic of Korea. By exploring new ways of working to unlock the power of innovation, we see both Sejong City and Belfast as real leaders in the area of innovation in the city space. And as we look towards the coming year, real leaders in the global city space. With a focus on innovation and collaboration, both cities have the opportunity to explore some of the overarching themes around digitalization and the transition to net zero and climate neutrality. This is the second of 3 phases of the UK-South Korea Innovation Twins programme. The first was designing and applying the methodology, which identified the high potential UK and Korean cities who would benefit from working together to unlock the power of their innovation ecosystems. The second phase was the Lighthouse Project, which we've heard about today, when 2 amazing cities, Belfast and Sejong City, turned theory into action and led the way into looking at how cities can better engage with and benefit from their innovation ecosystems. And as we look to the coming years, I'm excited to see how both cities find areas to collaborate and innovate around such a unique approach to global innovation collaboration. I'm also excited to see how the programme grows across other UK and Korean city pairings. To that end, I would encourage other cities and interested parties, both in the UK and in the Republic of Korea, to get in touch with Connected Places Catapult. You can find out more about how you can be involved in shaping this project as it moves forward. We are actively updating our website with news of the Innovation Twins progress, achievements, and ambitions. If you want to get involved or know more, contact details can be found on the project page. Finally, I'd like to thank the UK's Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy, Innovate UK, the British Embassy in Seoul, the Korea Agency for Infrastructure Technology Advancement, KAIA, and the City of Sejong, as well as the City of Belfast and all the SMEs we've engaged with and our wider stakeholders for their strong contribution to the successful delivery of this Lighthouse project. Thank you. Now, I'd like you to spare a final moment for a poll. If you haven't done the previous polls, here's what you need to do. Just open the right-hand panel of your screen and select the polls tab. Here you will see a question. Please vote on that now, and thank you for voting. As I've said previously, it really allows us to collate your feedback and make sure this event can be followed up well, but also allows us to make future events more impactful. So, thank you so much to everyone who's participated in these 3 fascinating webinars today. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have, and thank you all for watching.